Welcome to the Abingers podcast, where we assemble weekly to binge the MCU and all things nerd, old and new. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, TikTok, Twitch at Abingers Podcast. That is one word, ladies and gentlemen, ABINGERS Podcast. Give us a like, a comment, and let us know what you think of the show. But I'm just one of your hosts, Brandon. I can't do it alone. Emmy, how you doing?
I'm feeling green with envy.
Ah, green with envy. Nice. Keith, how you doing, sir?
I've been great. I've been spending all day just letting time pass.
Ah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Listeners, how you doing in the Twitch chat? How's everyone doing today? By the way, if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast and you're wondering what the heck is going on, we go live on Twitch with our listeners, and we're here today to talk to them about Loki Season 2, making a cheesecake. That sounds awesome, Whitney. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Just got off work, doing great. That's a great idea. Archie, what was Archie's idea? Finally relaxing.
Archie Leach is watching Loki from all the way back in Thor 1.
Oh!
So he's going to watch anything that, or they are going to watch anything that Loki's
I like it. Hot or cold cheesecake, Reds are on fire asks. Yeah, cool. I'm excited.
How do you know that's not Red's Ron? Red's Ron Fire.
Red's Ron Fire. I like it. What's up, Bobbert? How are you doing? Pulling a Florence Pugh and having a cocktail while cooking dinner? That sounds like the best night in the world.
Nice.
Cold. It's getting ready to go in the oven. Peach cobbler cheesecake. Goodness, I'm starving. Okay, we got to stop talking about cheesecake. I have everything I need in life.
Doesn't go in the oven.
I've got Reese's Sticks and a cookie. I'm eating a well-balanced meal.
Snacks?
I had broccoli for dinner, so this is how I try to balance everything out like Thanos. Perfectly balanced like all things should be. So
I had pizza.
You just went
even
straight
if you
to
serve
shit.
it cold. No, cold cheesecake is when you do the cream cheese and like a little bit of lemon in a pie shell.
Ooh.
Is it a bad sign that I can't remember what the fuck I had for dinner because I was so nervous about this?
Oh, no need to be nervous. Hey,
did you have
I'm trying
dinner?
to remember. Yes.
Do we need to take a break?
Oh, it was like this little like steam bowl of veggies and
oh, that sounds good.
Rice and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty tasty.
I'm sure everyone listening now is like, man, I'm super hungry. I am super hungry.
Sorry,
All right,
key lime pie. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, key lime. So cheesecake. Why did you not make a key lime pie, Olive's mom, 11? Just calling your full screen name out.
Yeah, I was gonna say her name's Whitney.
No, I just started reading it. At that point, it was too late. Oh, I didn't want to go back.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it needs to be a key lime pie. We're having an Appalachian food potluck. Wow. All right. Welcome to the South. I'm telling you. That's what we do. Yeah, see, why didn't you make a key lime cheesecake? Red's Ron Fire.
Red's Ron Fire is
Red's
all
Ron.
Ron over it.
Ah, like it. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get to our patrons' thoughts on Loki Season 2. That's what we're going to do on this show. So our patrons, they will log in on patreon.com/Abingers Podcast. Hey, join for $1 today. They are going to leave comments. They already have, actually, and they're saying, hey, this is what I thought of Loki Season 2. So we're going to jump right into those comments. But first, news broke before we went live.
Daddy news.
Guys, are we ready for Daddy News segment? I think everyone should be ready for Daddy News segment. So let's get our news in here. We're going to play some news music because, guys, we have breaking news.
Ah!
Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro Pascal is coming to the MCU. He is rumored by Deadline, but it looks like Deadline is confirming that we have Daddy in the MCU, and he will be playing Reed Richards. Guys, what are our thoughts? Who put this background on? Why is it? Guys, I can't even. Hey, by the way, hi. We're still here. Guys, what is our thoughts on Pedro Pascal joining the MCU? Emmy?
Daddy?
Okay, we got Daddy. Oh, man. Amanda says in the chat, I'm the only one who isn't 100% on board. Oh, well. Can't complain, I guess. He's great, but I don't see it. Sorry. Oh, man. And we got a couple. Pedro, Archie says. What? Busy Bee says. Oh,
Yeah.
Man.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that we actually kind of like get to break this a
I
little
think
bit.
we
'Cause it
broke
only
the
broke like
news.
an hour ago.
Keith, this is not about you. This is about Pedro. Please
We're
stop.
buddies. I just proved it.
Okay.
He let me touch his shoulder.
Guys, in all seriousness, what are we thinking about Pedro playing Reed Richards? I am excited. If you've seen The Last of Us, which we did a panel on, Keith actually hosted that panel. I think Pedro Pascal is an absolutely fantastic actor. I don't know if Reed Richards would have been my first pick. However, I'm excited to see him in the MCU no matter what. And should be exciting.
That's kind of what I like about it,
Mhm.
because Reed Richards, I mean, don't get me wrong, Miles Teller was good as Reed Richards in just an unfortunate disaster of a movie, but I think Pedro Pascal can act as he can do anything. Everything I've seen him in, I just rewatched his role in Game of Thrones. He's completely different than anything else I've ever seen him do. So in that, like, he could do anything. So I'm stoked. I'd like him to. He'll rise to the challenge, is what I'm saying.
All right.
I completely agree. I see it. I'm down, Daddy. I think that he was absolutely robbed this year of Sexiest Man of the Year.
Oh.
People did him dirty. I mean, come
Who won?
on. Freaking Patrick Dempsey. 15
Ow,
years too late,
ew.
easily. Yeah, right? He's not even
15
doing
years.
anything.
That guy was in Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon or whatever the heck it's called, and no one remembers that failure.
Yeah.
No.
No one.
That was a failure on his part. McSteamy, get out of here.
No, he was McDreamy. McSteamy
he
is
was
the other guy.
McDreamy?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I used to watch him in college, which was, 42 years ago. Like, I mean,
Okay.
this is a better prize. Yes, he did not get Sexiest Man alive, but he got Daddy in our hearts.
Hey, our producer, can you move the graphic, please? Thank you.
we
No,
can
like
keep him.
completely off screen, please. We want to actually be able to be visible for our listeners. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. That's ridiculous. Okay, well, he's going to sit with Emmy for a little bit too. That's weird. All right.
This is a perfect
please.
place,
No,
really,
just
now.
make it
That's a good
disappear.
spot.
Make it disappear.
Did it get bigger?
There we go. All right, we're good. We're good.
That's what she said.
All right. Well, we finally can
I know I did.
we can go back to our regular show now. All right, but Pedro Pascal, that is really, really exciting. I'm stoked. I think, Keith, you said it really, really well. Hey, he can do just about anything, and I think that's going to be the fun of seeing him adapt that character, make it his own. I mean, come on. Truth be told, wouldn't have picked Robert Downey Jr. for Tony Stark. Look how that turned out. That's why I don't make casting decisions, and I think it's really, really, really exciting. And Pedro Pascal, I know, fantastic actor, so we should be.
What was Will Ferrell's character's name in Zoolander? Mugatu or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah, something.
he'd say, "He's so hot right now."
Yeah.
And that's true.
He is.
Pedro can do no wrong. He's so hot right now. He's always been hot, but let's be honest, he's
hot all the time.
Yeah.
He is.
Just reading some comments. Busy Bee says, excited for Pedro, cautiously optimistic for me. Olive's Mom 11 says, why am I calling her full name? Sexiest man of the year. Amanda said 100% robbed. And Archie Leach said, I want him in the MCU so much, I'm willing to give this a chance. It's totally not where I thought they would go, though. See, kind of similar thing. So great takes, guys. Appreciate you being involved in the chat. This is why I love the chat. We would stream our show every single week, but we're all ADHD. So we would just read the chat the whole time, and that's why we don't, because we can't contain ourselves. But I love this show just because it's a time for you guys to actually say it, and we can read it in real time. It's really, really cool. So, all right, guys. Well, that's the Pedro Pascal news today. We'll see what happens next time, but that is really, really, it's really cool. Maybe next time we'll have more Pedro news during our Marvels.
We'll have him on.
Well,
next time.
On me.
No. Okay. Well, all right. We're going to stop there before that goes any further. All right. So Emmy's fan fiction we'll get to at a later time. We're not going to get to it right now, but we are going to get to our Loki season 2 comments from our patrons. So I am going to pull up our screen right now. So here we go, guys. Are we ready? Oh, well, there we go. I had the wrong screen pulled up. So let me get that changed. That's YouTube, just in case you're wondering. And that's the Oh man, someone already reacted and they're not happy with the Madam Spider trailer, which we need to watch. Or Madam
I-
Web, excuse me.
I nearly remembered to watch it earlier today and instead ended up watching a new Godzilla that's coming out in
Mhm.
Japan, which apparently is tested quite well. So
Oh,
I watched that
nice.
instead and got excited.
Nice.
But I still did not remember to watch Madam Web. Go figure.
We have to. We totally have to watch that. So, all right,
Oh, I
guys.
need to pull this up
Yeah.
so that I can follow along.
And then correct me
with
wherever
my
I mess up
eyeballs.
because I
Uh-huh.
tend to do that and you like to call me out. So,
Ew, when did the Patreon
Evening,
logo
Scorpio.
change?
oh, it changed a long time ago, by the way. All right.
Ew, I hate that. It looks like a penis.
Hi, Scorpio. How are you? Good to see you in the chat. So we are going to get to Garrett. Garrett was our first commenter here. So let's read from Garrett. Garrett says, man, what to say? Where do I start? So freaking awesome. Have a few questions about where he got all his power from, but he was alive for centuries just learning and evolving and trying to fix this whatever way possible. So it doesn't bother me. And the fact that it was as good as it was without some big, huge action scene, I think it could show Marvel we don't need some cheaply thrown together CGI fight. Not going to go too much into what I would like to, not going to go into much, would like to leave room for others to say fresh stuff because this is something we should all enjoy together. Because fuck, that was fantastic. Garrett, great comment,
Oh,
man.
did we do a spoiler alert?
I'll do it at the top of the show. If they're joining the stream, I know they know we're talking about Loki season 2, but I'll edit a spoiler alert before we start. But yeah, great point, Garrett. I really like this point because we didn't really bring it up too much when we were actually streaming, when we were actually reviewing the show. This CG, there was no big, here's Loki versus the big bad king or he who remains or big twist and how they have, because that seems to be the most go-to option for Marvel. Dare I would say one of the most common things that we see is, okay, well, let's get for what, Emmy? You're doing a weird face over and over.
It wasn't. It was CG Loki versus the CG timeline.
Did I say time?
Well,
oh,
yes.
Yeah, but not versus. There was no big fight. There was no
Well,
big.
no.
There was no big bad. There was no big fight against another like physically combative character or anything like that.
Yeah.
And dare I say it, there was no disappointment when we saw Skrull versus Skrull and
Right.
Drax's arm not make sense on a
No, Loki. No, it was Loki season 2.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. No, but you're
Spoiler.
right. You're right. We've seen the battle, even in the smaller shows, the bigger shows. It's always something big versus something smaller, and it's not every time, but I would say 99 times out of 100, it seems to be this. And this was such a climactic moment. I'm not saying there was no CG, but there was not some big just bah, 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 bah. Oh, okay, good prevails, or people get dusted. One of the two. It was nice to see. And I think it was a fulfilling conclusion. And I love that Garrett said that. Like, maybe this is a good opportunity for Marvel to take note here and say, you don't always have to do this. And from looking at other people's reaction, because now we've had time to really sit with this and see what other people are saying, it seems to be almost unanimous that Loki season 2, especially the way it ended, culminated everything what everyone wanted for this character and for this series. Hard to pull that off, and they did without some big He Who Remains battle scene. So what are you thinking, Keith?
Well, I think that with the complaints that we started to hear when Marvel was pumping out stuff, especially after COVID, they were pumping out stuff so fast and it was to catch up. And I get that. And you hear a lot about VFX artists being rushed and you can't scale for infinity came up in this series. And it started to make me think, oh, that's probably how they feel. So they're just being told to do the best work of their careers in a impossible amount of time for the same amount of money, I'm sure. So it's nice to hear that next year and going forward, it'll be a little more spaced out. I think that will be one of the huge benefits is you'll start to see CG that is worthy of the reputation that Marvel has now and the MCU has. So I'm excited to see it because this Loki finale, like Garrett said perfectly, that walk up the steps is so rewatchable because of how damn good it looks. It's so cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Emmy, what are you thinking?
Yeah, the CGI doesn't bother me, honestly, because it's comic books, and so it's supposed to be fantasy, and And I don't know that much about it, so it all looks fine to me,
Gotcha.
honestly.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, reading through some of our chat here, I just told my friend, an avid comic reader, about Pedro, and he's thrilled. It says he's just as big of a nerd, and Pedro Pascal should be good for it. And then there's spoilers for season 2, Busy Bee said. so much hate for Secret Invasion. Let's see here. The Abingers intro gives me hope for mankind. Galaxon Engine. That's awesome name, by the way. Thank you so much. And yes, Emmy, CGI never bothers me much, Whitney said. So awesome. Vote for Pedro, John Ton said. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good deal. We should all wear Vote for Pedro shirts with Pedro Pascal right in the center of it. So that's good.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Oh my gosh, we can make merch.
Yeah, we could. We really could. Yeah. What are you thinking, Keith?
Can I say one more thing about the Pedro thing? I
Yeah,
know
of course.
we moved on to
No,
Loki,
please.
but this character, to me, has never been delved into as much as he could, because in the comic books he has the crazy burden of being one of the smartest people in the world, and possibly the universe. So he really needs to be played by someone with a ton of range, because he should go through all sorts of changes in his character and turmoil. And I could see him pulling out stops that are more than just, oh, he's a techie, nerdy geek character, and that's it. It's like, no, the guy is vastly just too smart for his own good sometimes. So I think that's going to be the type of actor that we need to portray something a little bit bigger than, oh, he's creeping back.
I don't know what's happening right now. At this
You
point,
heard his ears are burning. That's what happened.
Yeah, Pedro.
Pedro, I love you, buddy, but you got to give Emmy some screen time. Come on.
I don't think
That's okay. He's prettier than me.
He's getting a big head already, is what I'm learning.
It's crazy. It's really crazy how much he considers himself important, and he has to be involved in our stream. But hey, we'll figure that out. Brandon, I can't handle the Pedro. I need to stand in front of a fan. The graphics sliding further into frame, Amanda. Yeah. Oh goodness. All right. Well, anytime Pedro creeps into our chat, I guess that's what he's gonna do now. So, but yeah, I couldn't use Galactus Engine, so Galaxon it is. Thanks. Not a problem. Good deal. Busy Bee, I'm pretty sure my jaw was dropped the entire finale once Loki started down the gangplank. The CGI was gorgeous. Well said, and Whitney agreed with her. So yeah, that was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. We're going to get to our next comment here, guys. So let's go to... This is, hey, Scarlet Whitney, it is. I can't believe we got to see this amazing character development Loki has gone through over so many films and this series. The way his glorious purpose was revealed in such an interesting way really got to me emotionally. First, I loved the Backwards Marvel Studios intro. How creative. And the score for this series with the creepy choral singing was so good. I've always loved mythology, so the inclusion of, oh my gosh, someone please help me out. Eagercell, thank you. In the show had had me pumped. Can we talk about Jonathan Majors for a minute? His acting was so fantastic this season. I'm glad we got to see Timely and He Who Remains in the same episode, and He Who Remains scared the fuck out of me. I also loved Loki's patient yet exasperated behavior during the centuries he time-slipped. I'm coming, and you're being so brave. Mobius had some of the best dialogue in this season. Loki's walk out of the loom and his superhero transition brought tears to my eyes. I think Loki has developed into one of the most powerful characters in the MCU. Where are y'all's standings as far as most powerful? I think Scarlet Witch still edges him out a bit. Finally, his last look at his friends and saying, for you, for all of us, tying back to an earlier Thor movie. Masterpiece. That was a masterpiece of a comment, Whit. That was really, really good. Awesome. Yeah, guys, we didn't really touch base. There's a few things to go over here, but first, that comment at the end there that Whitney made, for all time, or excuse me, for you, for all of us, that's the very last lines he had in Thor. And didn't catch this at the time, but seeing the memes that came out, or the similarity, I saw this on Twitter actually. I got emotional watching that, especially his look in the first one is desperation, and I just want to be accepted. I just want you to love me, Father. I want to be better than my brother. Just this. The first Thor movie is still a damn good movie. And I think Tom Hiddleston's performance is a big reason behind it. It's why he got probably the Avengers gig. It's why he kept coming back. And when he's like, for you, for all of us, you know, like, and he's just, no, he's thinking about himself. And for him to come back, and for you, for all of us, and the look and the change, and it's the same actor.
Yeah.
And Keith, you alluded to this a little bit during our review of episode 6. Like, God, we've seen him grow up, like, as an actor through the first Thor movie to obviously the finale of Loki. I'm going to throw it to you first, Keith. What did you think of this moment of kind of seeing those similarities?
It's so nice to see, and I truly mean that you know, we've seen him become a better actor so flawlessly, and I know that he's done some side projects. Obviously, he's not just doing Marvel and honing his acting, so I'm sure he's getting to work with great people and other actors and other directors and stuff. But to hear that same line is being done, there's definitely a lot of people going back and watching Loki in that first event, in that first movie, and I'm sure it's gonna probably stick out a little bit that maybe he's not the actor he is now, but he was always good. So it's gonna be neat to see young Loki, or you know, evil Loki. And this is all about a character that was promised something that he was never going to get. So why wouldn't that turn him evil? And you just get to relate to him more and more, and understand him more and more. And it's awesome to see the layers peeled back and get to see him have this triumphant end. And I say with in quotes.
Yeah. Amy, what are you, you're in chat. I can see it.
I was, but no, I have something to say too.
Of course. What do you got?
When we reviewed Thor, I remember we talked about, there was an article that was like, Marvel cast 2 no names in Thor, and it was like, now thinking back on that, they're not no names anymore. Like, they've grown so much as actors, they've grown so much, like, in my heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, for 14 years we've watched him, and that yeah, the way that you guys said that it was like a desperation to like, I feel accepted, and I'm like, I oh god, it's just wonderful. I told you guys that last week. I was hanging out with my teacher Bessie, and we've started watching Loki for her first time, and she's been watching it a little bit with her girlfriend, and she came over tonight, and we watched episodes 4 and 5 of season 1. And episode 5 is the one that's, spoiler alert, guys, is in the void, and it's got the classic Loki. And there's a point where he's bringing Asgard and distracting Goliath while they're trying to enchant him. And Loki says, "Oh, how is he doing that?" And Sylvie says, "We're stronger than we realize." And I feel like that line was such a callback to, or a foreshadowing of, him at the end. Like, he is so much stronger than he realizes, and he's so much more than he realizes, and we got to see that entire journey in this show. And it was really exciting.
It makes you think about like all that envy and jealousy and woe is me and insecurity that he was holding on to in the first chapters and phases that we saw him in. If he had just let that go earlier, you know, would he have always been able to reach this crazy high power level? And it's a great message for anybody wanting to kind of work on themselves and you know, get rid of all the thoughts in their head that all in all, in the end, you know, the big picture doesn't matter, and you can rise above it and become something different entirely. Reinvent yourself, as He Who Remains says, reincarnation, baby.
Yeah. And speaking of, what part of Whitney's comment there was Jonathan Majors' performance. And I think we continue to see, you know, obviously with his future that's a bit shaky, and I'm watching Archie and Galaxon in the chat talk about this, you know, because there's rumors, is he in, is he out, who really knows at this point? And it, you know, everything really should be taken with a grain of salt there. Just a call to Archie there. But yeah, I think Jonathan Majors' performance, not the person, because we really don't know the full story there or the facts, and really it would just be an assumption at best, but the performance, just sticking to that right now, it was a fantastic performance between Timely and He Who Remains, and seeing that range. And we saw it previously also with the rage in Quantumania. it was another fantastic performance for an actor that they really were going to surround him in Kang Dynasty, a full Avengers movie. So, obviously plans change because of what happens, and we really don't know. I think we'll see that shake out in some form or fashion, whether they'll go through or they'll completely pivot, and we'll probably make a podcast about it because, hey, why not? But it's worth noting. Fantastic performance. As we praised him high in season 1, and same thing with season 2. Fantastic. Emmy, what was your thoughts on Jonathan Majors' performance here?
Yeah, if just looking at his performance, just the fact that Victor Timely and He Who Remains and Kang, honestly, all seem like such different people to me, even though they're all played by the same actors. And the way that He Who Remains was able to snap you back into that Victor Timely so quickly when he's mocking him.
Yeah.
It's a true testament that he can just change on a dime. It's really, really amazing.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. And I'll leave it there.
Yeah. Good deal. So we are going to switch to our next comment here. So thank you, Whitney, for that really, really well said comment.
Oh, do we want to answer the question of who do we think is the most powerful?
Oh, sorry. I forgot about
me.
Yeah, well, Emmy, if we were making the worst, that would be it for sure. The most powerful, I would say, oh my gosh, I still have to go with Scarlet Witch here. I really do. I think, especially the Darkhold, and it frustrates me because I want to say Scarlet Witch, but here's where we last left Loki in a beautiful throne in the most beautiful moment, and with a tear gleaming in his eye. And then I'm thinking, well, Scarlet Witch, who I think is the most powerful, is underneath a pile of rubble right now saying, where's my kids? So it's just like, I don't know.
Just like that woman in Walmart.
Everywhere. Do you see my 2 sons? Where the fuck? Hey, Wiccan speed, get over here. That's how they left her. I'm still going to go with Scarlet Witch, though. Even though I've said it 500 times, I'll keep it brief. Even though Multiverse of Madness did her dirty and I don't care for it, I gotta say Scarlet Witch all day.
Okay, but do you think that she would have been able to step through time, I guess that's the void? Whenever Loki is claiming his throne,
anyone that can build,
stepping on the
anyone that can
stairs?
build an entire hex in an alternate reality just based on grief, yeah, I'm going to put her anywhere in that conversation.
But Loki is controlling time.
I think he's just creating the flow. I don't know if he can control his take in time, but
he's like a conduit right now.
Right.
He's making sure that they stay tethered, and
I don't think he's
that
controlling
takes a lot too, but
Right.
he also has the knowledge of every timeline and every moment in time. So if knowledge is power, then a god is he.
He's the god of knowledge.
That's from
He's
Batman
the god of
Forever.
stories. They changed its
It's probably
moniker.
from something else.
Yeah,
as well.
Maybe. All right. I don't know. Debatable. I'm gonna go with Scarlet Witch though.
My initial was Scarlet Witch because of how she decimates the Illuminati.
Fuck that part too. God.
Yeah.
Whatever melted hearing that.
Whatever Marvel writer was like, you should put Illuminati in here. That'd be funny. Then I just want to be like, what the fuck? Anyway,
I want someone like Loki at his current power to come along to that guy and just
flick him off. Flick him off the timeline. I'm fine with that.
Flick him off. Yep. Flick him off.
Off the
flick him
timeline.
right off.
Get him off the timeline.
Bop it, twist it, flick it, pass it. Get him out of here.
The Flick It always felt the most dirty in the Bop.
Sounds like a Friday night.
It felt like the most dirty in a Bop It series. When it was like Flick It, I was like, is this preparing me for being a mutual partner?
Followed closely by Twist It.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really
nightmare.
Yeah, so it did both ways. That's wonderful. That's great.
I hope that's not how you do it.
All right, and Bop It.
I mean, I did play my Bop It with my teeth.
Ah, yeah. When you twisted it, you went. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. That's good.
John Ton got my reference, Friddler.
Nice. Brandon, your rant on
Thanks,
Multiverse of
Jocko.
Madness was glorious. I'm sorry. I was pissed off that day. Can he control the timeline of her created realities? Oh, shit, Amanda. Damn. That's a good question. I'm about to gift the live stream in Discord so no one knows what's going on.
I'm about to.
That's a great question,
Wow.
Amanda. My brain can't even comprehend it. Bub, I don't know if you're still here, but good to see you in the chat, man. So stoked about your news on Monday. That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to keep on going. So let's go to our next comment here. This is from Shannon Ripshire. Loki, I think that's one of our newest patrons. Hey, Shannon, good to see you commenting.
Hey, Shannon.
Yeah, Loki.
Bienvenidos.
Yeah, Loki season 1 wasn't my favorite Marvel series, but after watching season 2, Loki as a whole shot up into first place. Sorry, Moon Knight.
Okay.
I don't know who I love more. Ki Hua Kwan.
Keith who remains. You can say that.
No.
Keith who remains. Is that what you're about to?
Ki Hugh Kwan.
Ki Hua Kwan. I can't.
Is that wait? No, Keith was our expert on saying that.
Ki
Oh, now we're all messing
Ki
up.
Hui Kwan.
Ki Hui.
Wait,
I knew
okay.
I was messing that up. Or his character Obi. I adore them both, and I demand to see more of him. Agreed. Make an Obi series. Obi, Wong, and Madison with 2 Y's or with a Y and 2 N's.
And Casey.
Oh, and Casey. Oh
Not
my
where you
God.
expect.
Not
But
where you
not
think.
where you think.
Oh,
Right.
that's so good. And Owen Wilson. Wow. This was the first time I've seen him act in something where I see him as his character Morbius. Morbius. Sorry, Mobius, instead of Owen Wilson himself. Do not bring Morbius into this, Shannon. No, we do not
No.
talk about Morbius.
No. No. Bad.
That's a
Bad.
bad Shannon. Sorry, we had to put you in your place so quick like that, but it happens. Like, wow. As for the star of the show, I have always had a soft spot for Loki, but his character arc is phenomenal. His walk to the throne at the end of the episode was so powerful to watch, and it makes my heart hurt so much knowing he's now alone. So very alone. Sorry, that's me projecting. On a separate note, I have a pal at work. On a separate note, I have a pal at work who got me into Marvel a few years back. Unfortunately, he'll only watch the movies, so despite my encouragement, Loki is still a petty villain to him. I'm so mad at a real-life person because they do not know the sacrifice a fictional character is making for all time. Always. Shannon, great freaking comment.
That's a really good
Yeah.
comment.
Man, you guys are
Yes.
3 for 3, man. That's a phenomenal comment. She said so much there, but just to go back, it really says something where I agree. A lot of these shows have felt, well, do you really need to watch this? Do you really, is it really vitally important? You know, I mean, because they always, even Miss Marvel, her from, we're not going to go into Marvel's spoilers or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
True.
you see her pretty quick and you kind of get real quick right in the same, like, who's this character real quick, even in the movie, the Marvels. And so they've always felt, I don't know how to say, inconsequential, I guess is the best word I'm looking for. And this one, maybe we haven't seen the ramifications yet, but the whole arc of Loki is fully satisfied, and it's 2 Disney Plus shows who have a lot of people, these shows have been, At this point, I think season 2 and season 1 combined, I think they're a set together. As Emmy said, it's a bookend. They are together.
Yeah.
They're a set. I think Loki season 1 and season 2 is must-watch Marvel. I really believe that. Like, this is some of the best, like probably top 5, top 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe property to me at this point. I've had a week to sit with it, and I'm like, 12 episodes? 12 fucking episodes, and they all are amazing. And Glorious Purpose, episode 1, episode 12, Glorious Purpose. Holy shit. I don't know.
And
yeah.
first time you see him, he ends that with that line. The last time we see him, he ends with that line. It's also a bookend.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
And
circle.
Amanda put in the chat, I believe it was
Oh my God!
it's all a fucking circle. It's all a circle.
Wait, what's happening right now, Emmy?
That mind blown. The whole thing's an Ouroboros.
It's all an Ouroboros.
Wait, what? What do you be? You're finding out now? I thought we did this on the finale.
Well, we did, but it hit me again. Okay.
You gotta give her.
You've had time to forget.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the chat, and forgive
But
me.
no. Ah!
Oh God, what?
I'm sorry. Okay, so
You're
I
having
told you,
this realization again. We're having a whole realization all over again. You're like, wait, I gotta freak out again.
I do.
Okay,
I was,
all right, go for it. Second
I
freak
was
out.
talking to Hannah today. I was like, I don't know how much else I can say about it, but like, it turns out there's a lot.
Yeah.
But no. So I told you I watched episodes 4 and 5 from season 1.
Yeah.
And episode 4 is the one where he gets stuck in the time loop, which is a snake eating its tail of him and Sif,
Yes.
who, I was going to bring this up right here anyway, tells him, you're going to be alone forever. That's what you deserve, you piece of shit, craven worm.
Wow.
And
why? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's exactly
and what Clinton said in our last in the review of the last episode was a throne is he says in that same episode, a throne is the last thing that I want, and then a throne is the last thing that he gets. And I was like, that's damn, Clinton.
So good. It's so good. So
sorry, Emmy, you go ahead. I'll wait.
Well, this isn't as mind blowing as what I had just shared.
No worries.
But no, when we were watching today, episode 4 is also where, spoiler alert again, Mobius gets pruned, and Hannah had just said something about how much she hates his nose, and I was like, oh, I like it gives him character or whatever. And then he gets pruned, and I was like, now you don't have to see his stupid nose anymore. Knowing full well what happens. And she was like, I can't believe they just did that. He's like a well-known actor, like I recognized him.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, I can't believe they did that either.
Just to go back, there was someone, I think it was Amanda or Archie. I know it was an A name, I think, and I apologize if I'm misremembering because this chat's hard for me to scroll back up. But someone said that for you, for all of us, that was a Tom Hiddleston improv line that he put in there. I wanted to make sure I shouted that out, so thank you to whichever one of you did say that. Also, sorry.
The improv it the first time or the second time?
The second time.
Or both.
I think it's the second time.
Well, then it's not ad-libbed. He just stole the line. He plagiarized.
He improved this line. It's okay. Anyway, Emmy's being
a line owned by Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
But he still thought to say it. The fact that he thought to say it and the fact that it hit as hard as it did and full circle as Tom Hiddleston, I love that. I love that he made a point to say that is really cool. Also, we see 100% agree that it's the best Disney Plus Marvel series. Loki's arc is hard to match across the board, Archie Leach says, and Galaxon said Loki was a well-written project, hands down. Thank you, Chad.
Hands down. Loving it.
As far as the topic of it being a must-see Marvel thing, like if you're looking at just the movies and you want to know which shows to pay attention to, I think the shows that we've gotten have done usually one of two things. They've either explored and expanded upon characters that don't get a lot of time in the movies. Smaller characters like Falcon or even Wanda did not get a lot of focus in the movies. Thank God WandaVision was so fucking cool. But then they also introduce a ton of new characters. So really it will depend on future projects for the majority of them. Like it really, the Multiverse of Madness was the big WandaVision follow-up. So when we got that makes me scared. But when we have these other possible follow-ups for these characters like Bucky and Sam, for obviously Hawkeye, but more specifically Kate Bishop. Now, we've got all these different characters that need to be seen in more MCU stuff, whether it be shows or movies. We just have to wait and find out.
Yep. Good point.
I was gonna say, just you guys talking and bringing up Multiverse of Madness and kind of bringing up introducing people in movies. Do we possibly think, and I think I've already debunked this in my head, do we think that the MCU assumed that nobody watched WandaVision and that's why they went through the same story again? No, I already debunked that because Sam Raimi's a dick.
I think we talked about it at length during our Multiverse of Madness review. You can go back and listen to our older episode. I mean, we discussed it at length.
And I feel like WandaVision was the first new thing that we'd gotten coming out of the Ponderosa.
Oh, yes.
And so
yes,
everybody, I mean, Hannah even watched that one and she hasn't watched a whole lot recently. Although I got her to admit today that she was like, sometime over the summer we should watch everything together and you like fill me in on all of the knowledge that you.
I hope
There
you
you
have
go.
2 weeks set aside because there's a lot, but it's good.
Yeah.
I wonder how Thor will react to Loki's
The
ascension.
summer is 2 months.
That's a good comic, Galaxon. I wonder how Thor will react to Loki's
Ooh.
ascension and where America Chavez fits into the future. I wonder. Scorpio says, "Who knows?
Oh,
Who
that's
knows?
also
That's a great comment."
Thor's
think,
or Thor. Keith,
huh?
Keith has brought it up so much. I just called you Thor. You're welcome.
Oh, that's a
Um,
compliment.
Keith brings up that Odin says like you were both meant to rule.
How did you lift
Me?
that? How the fuck did you lift that?
Happened.
You worthy motherfucker. He just lifts
Why
a
do you have
hammer
a
like
hammer?
It's from the Dollar Tree.
Why was it so close?
Ah!
Gosh.
my hammer's bigger.
Yeah.
My
All
hammer's.
right, fair enough. You take the little one.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? You want a guy with a big hammer? Here you go. It's actually fun fact. This is a.
Oh, she's got a mirror.
This is, and I know some of you have probably already seen this, and I apologize.
Oh, it's
Thor's
there is a
hammer?
hammer in there.
This is actually the real size of my hammer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a tool.
Someone's stuffing.
It's a toolbox. So yeah, but,
That's way cooler than just something empty.
yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
it's actually really freaking rad. I adore it. So now let me put my toolbox together. Anyone want to take over while I put my toolbox back together? Just kidding. It's already back. I am Thor again.
Oh wow! Just like Mjolnir in
It's not-
Love and Thunder coming back together on his own.
Meow meow.
Meow, I love the thought. Oh,
Well, hers is not a hammer. But it just because it has different parts doesn't mean it's not as important. So
that's true.
there it
That's
is.
true.
I feel
Can
like
you
this is
play
more
anything?
appropriate anyway. Yeah.
Because you got to strum it.
Okay.
You got to flick it just right.
I don't remember how to hold it. Somewhere
No, Emmy, I will mute
over
you.
the
Emmy,
rainbow.
Emmy. Headphone warning.
Too
So,
late.
As far as what I wonder what okay, I'm gonna try and pronounce this right the first time. Galaxon engine.
Yes.
Good. That wasn't as hard as I thought.
yeah, well done. You
I wonder how Thor will
attention.
react.
Panic.
I wonder how Thor will react to Loki's ascension. I would love for
That would be cool.
Thor 5 to be
Ooh.
heavily. First of all, bring Thor back to a bit of seriousness. I know Taika's not involved. Spoilers for those who haven't been following that, but it's been every Instagram post I've seen. But he's they're gonna bring Thor back to a little bit more seriousness, I imagine, and I think him having a nice reunion with Loki in some way before the end of that movie, whether it's long or whether it's short, doesn't matter, would be perfect.
I will.
Old Tommy H though has said that he's hanging up his reindeer games.
Oh,
I thought I read something about it being unwise to assume that. Didn't he say that in an interview? I
yeah.
saw that in like 3 posts.
If they
Oh.
back up the Brinks truck, an actor is going to show up. So I promise you that it is not well, he hung it up. He's done. They're like, here's another $1 million. Oh, I had to change a heart. I want to play Loki again. Like, okay, of course, it's going to happen. So anyway, yeah. So
Yeah, that's a fair point.
all right. So we're going to go to our next comment here. We are going to go to Jared. Hey,
Same,
Jared.
Amanda. Same.
Hey, Jared.
Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
My absolute.
And her girlfriend.
So if you're
Oh,
wondering
never
what they're
mind, never
alluding
mind,
to,
never mind.
because Emmy's having her Valkyrie. As long as Valkyrie's in the next
Valkyrie.
Thor, I will watch it. Amanda said in the chat.
And her girlfriend. Yep. Sorry.
I think Emmy's ready to move on. I'm not sure. We're gonna give it another 10 seconds and hope that we can move.
And her girlfriend.
There we go. We got
Girlfriend.
a third time. And her girlfriend. Jared Potter said, my absolute favorite Marvel theme is the ragtag version from 1893 episode. Excuse me, from the 1893 episode. The music all around is amazing. I definitely did not see that ending coming. Sylvie's hair has absolutely no business being that bad. I want to pause here.
Thank you.
Emmy, have the floor. You've said
Go
this
off.
multiple times. What were you?
Go off, fam.
Times.
Just do it.
Her hair looks like a skunk, like that she ran over in her car, made into a mullet, and then put on top of her head.
Yep.
Her hair is so bad that when I was watching season 1,
yo,
today,
Sylvie's hair
I
is
made
so
another
bad.
Comment to him.
How bad was it? Okay, now say it again, Emmy.
Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead.
And I was like, it was so bad.
How
And I
bad
made
was
another
it?
comment out loud.
Sorry.
It's an Ouroboros. It's just gonna keep happening.
How bad? What? Wait. Sorry, I missed my cue. I'm so sorry. What are we doing?
I said again how much I hated her hair in season 2 because Hannah said something today about how cute she was, how pretty she was, and I was like, yeah, I know she really is.
Yeah.
Until she cuts her hair into a mullet.
Yep.
Okay.
Her hair looks like Beetlejuice's pants.
All right.
Not a fan.
Man.
Yes.
Man.
Like a zebra zebra poop.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which I think they do poop stripes.
It is black and white.
All right.
Confirmed.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the Abinger chat for voice is loaded with all sorts of gifts. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. I can't wait to see those. Yo, Variant's hair is so bad, Archie Leach says. Whitney says, oh my God, Keith, I thought the same. How bad was it? And Galaxon, the roast of Sylvie, fire. All right. Good deal. Awesome.
yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
It looks like doo-doo.
All right.
Zebra
It's
doo-doo.
bad.
All right. It wasn't that
didn't
bad.
like it.
It was not that bad. Anyway, I liked being able to. That was bad timing. I liked being able to see who and when each of the characters on the timeline. Wait. I liked being able to see who and when each of the characters are on the timeline. I'm sorry, I left out of it. That's one word. Makes all the difference. Words matter. Right, Emmy? They matter.
Yes.
Tom Hiddleston really
Yet.
looked like Richard
Yet.
Grant at the end. What a great season. What an amazing series. And I can't wait to see what becomes of this. Great comment, Jared. Great comment. I love this. Sorry we talked about the hair most of the time. But I really do. He looked like Richard Grant at the end. Anyone see Richard Grant?
Classic Loki.
Classic
Yeah,
Loki.
So when
Loki.
Classic Loki was arising,
That
100%.
Asgard
moment,
City.
yeah.
Yes.
He looked the amount of foreshadowing in general. Again, I said it in the finale episode, but planning out a season of something and planning out 2 seasons is so much better. It shows more forethought. It shows more love for what you're creating, and to have the great foreshadowing that we've gotten, not only to talk about the throne, but everything He Who Remains says, and then also showing Richard E. Grant showing off how powerful Loki can be, is all of those things come into play before the end, and it's like this feels earned instead of just cramming them all in really rushed.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Well said.
Completely
Sorry
agree.
for yelling.
No, well said, man.
I was yelling about her hair. So
Yeah.
Whitney does want to say, y'all, it was the 80s. Okay. Yeah, it was the 80s, but some metal bands had really cool hair. I think this is Whitney's way of saying that she might have styled her hair this way.
Whitney,
in the
pics.
80s.
did you have a mullet? Is this your
I'm just kidding. She's not that old. How dare you guys?
You did it! Don't set me up and then as soon as I fall in the hole, you're like, look at you down there, motherfucker. Why'd you fall in?
I think it's
fucking
more
do
likely
that.
that her kids have a mullet now because of how
Oh.
popular they've become.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
true?
that's true.
Whit?
I was too young for that in the 80s, but I did have a mushroom cut in the early 90s. All right.
Whitney,
so
I'm sorry.
sorry.
That was I did that first. Oh yeah, the mushroom cut. Was
I don't
bad.
think she needs
Yeah.
help knowing that you. I think she saw it, Amy. I don't think anyone's like, oh, you did? I had no idea. I thought Brandon was being an asshole. I think everyone caught on just fine. I love it. You're like, Whitney, that was me. Don't blame me. You were so obvious about it.
My wife had a wolf cut. She loved it. It was awesome.
Oh,
It was
sorry.
really cool.
So what's a wolf? Oh, is that
It
Yeah,
was.
okay, I
It didn't
see,
look
yeah.
anything like Sylvie's hair, but
Oh.
she did get a wolf cut. Yeah.
My daughter does want a wolf cut, which is basically Sylvie's hair. Okay. Having lived through the 89, that was Archie that said that. And Whitney said, or is it a jellyfish cut? LOL. It looks like a jellyfish. That's a really good point.
Because it stings to look at.
Okay, we're gonna
And you
move
gotta
on.
pee
We're
on
go-
it?
No,
No,
we're gonna.
I take it back.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Hey,
it looks
listen.
like
If
somebody
it
did.
stings
That's
you.
the stripe.
If it stings you, yes, but okay. Anyway, 80s the mullet was never cool. Archie said, a good deal. All right, we're gonna move on to our next person. These comments, man. I just want to say first off, you guys have just been doing such a fantastic job. Thank you so much for writing in. Excited to get to this next one. This
Can I
is,
say something quick before you do?
of course, yes.
This is so fucking cool to be a part of. I have been on that side for many, like, years actually, and this is so fucking cool to be reading it and talking out loud. And the warmth that I've gotten, welcomed by you guys, has been fucking amazing. So thank you so much.
Happy to have you, Keith.
Yeah,
And
I'm fanboying out.
no, I get it. And this is, hey, you go back to that first episode. If you want to listen to me ramble for 15 minutes and sound like an absolute chode, do it. But there's one thing I said it was, I want a community that can talk about Marvel projects and create different points of view or similar or whatever. But I want the discussion, because I think that's the most important thing. And I love this. I love hearing from you guys. If someone has the next comment, hey, fuck Loki, it was terrible. Cool. We gave you a platform to say it, and you got to. That's what's most important. We would disagree, but we love this. This is our time to connect with all of you. We hope you see the value, and because we just honestly thrive off of it. We love being a part of it with you guys. So hope you get that in return. Really, really cool stuff. So well said, Keith. Tim Bubb said, okay, so I have a fun theory after watching the show. So Loki is holding the timelines at the end, right? Literally, physically, and magically making contact with all of the known and unknown time and space. Remember how in season 1, Mobius says they deal with more Lokis than pretty much anyone else? Since every timeline is simultaneously happening and not happening forwards and backwards because the new and old TVAs exist outside of the timeline, is it possible that Loki's throne is the reason why so many Loki variants came into contact with the TVA in the first place? Holy shit, I might have to read that again. My theory is that we will see Tom Hiddleston in the future as various Loki variants, similar to Kang, his predecessor. He effectively is splintering himself across space and time like Sierra in season 7 of Doctor Who.
Clara.
Sorry, Clara. I apologize. It's really small text for me. If you know, you know. He could play an important role like the various Harrison Wells in the Arrowverse, or he could start cameoing like Stan Lee. I personally would be ecstatic at either. That's not to mention the rumored role in Secret Wars, assembling past superheroes to a new Avengers team. All I'm saying is the door is absolutely open for new and fresh storylines for Loki. Holy shit, Tim. I mean,
I'm broken.
I think he broke all of our brains, but that was so well thought out. And I love that. So does anyone think this is a possibility? Do we think, like, I don't know, like, because obviously we don't know how Kang and all his variants came to be, do we? Have we really gotten that explained yet? Like, I mean, he's on a bunch of time. I get that, but how? I don't remember. And if I'm misremembering or I'm just not getting it, someone in the chat or you two, fill me in, but I don't remember. So would this maybe explain?
It's because there were multiple timelines, but then He Who Remains wanted to be.
But he pruned them all.
Yeah, he pruned them all, but now Loki has gotten that he's got multiple timelines now because there's still the variant version of Mobius. There's still the variant version of
okay.
My understanding of it too was that there's just that many versions of everyone, but he is the dominant force and conqueror, wanting to conquer more than one timeline at all times.
Until he sees ants, Keith. Until he sees ants. Once an old. Once an old Hank Pym
timeline.
Once an old Hank Pym and his buddy of ants come on in, Kang's like, meh! Like, God. Anyway,
Ant-Man's like, sorry, I'm late. It's just like, you should have died, Hank.
Should have died.
Sorry.
Cool theory, dude. Whitney said. I'm seeing.
Cool. Go die.
Save the day, but then die the hero. Why is that so crazy?
Oh man. Galaxon said, Keith, you're great. Amanda, squid cuts are wild. Guys, next year I'm taking a trip to Gatlinburg. Your NC neighbor. Hey, hey, might have to do an Avengers assemble there. I think there's a con in Gatlinburg too. That would be something to think about. Maybe we can put something together there. Oh my God, he could cameo like Stan Lee. Galaxon said. Doctor Who reference for the win, though Clara is not my fave. Amanda said.
Yeah, no, she gets annoying. I really liked her when she first started, but she got really annoying, especially with the old guy. What's his name? Oh, Peter Capaldi.
Yeah. Archie said, I'm seeing Loki assembling one team versus Kang or Doom team in Secret Wars. Archie, that's a really cool theory. Whitney says, cool theory, dude, talking about Bub there. And Keith, your Hank hate. I believe that was...
She gets on me. Like when I say that I think that Hank Pym should have died in Quantumania, I'm saying that with love for the character. That should have been his send-off.
Yeah.
Same way Tony should not have just kept going. If Tony comes back, I'm going to be pissed. He had such a good send-off.
Yeah.
So same thing with Hank. I want him to have his moment in the sun with all the ants.
Devil's advocate. I do that a lot. Loki, I thought, and I know this is I said if they bring Loki back after Infinity War, because I think the Infinity War moment is incredibly impactful with him, obviously with Thanos, because it immediately establishes Thanos, like, holy shit, Thanos is the big one. This sucks. What's going on? And I always said, if they bring back Loki, it's going to diminish that for me. Fucking Marvel Studios was like, hold my beer. Hold it. And they brought him back and made one of the best fucking stories out of it. So I know Tony had a hell of a send-off. As horrible as it sounds, I kind of thought Loki had a hell of a send-off too. It was a very abrupt, oh my God kind of moment. And they still brought him back and made it work. So don't judge an MCU book by its first comic book cover.
But as Whitney's pointing out, I'm ageist. And so I want the 80-something-year-old actor to have a good send-off instead of possibly not making it to the next theater release.
I'm glad we got your ageist. I'm glad we got the ageist part out, because we've all been hiding it. Like, should we say it? Let's say the quiet part out loud. Keith's ageist. That's it.
I thought she was talking to me because I definitely just called Peter Capaldi that old guy.
Oh, both of you are ageist. Stop being horrible people, guys.
He's probably about 20 years younger than Michael Douglas, though.
John.
That's probably true.
John, Devil's Advocate, Mephisto confirmed. So all thanks to Hulk taking the stairs. Yes, I love that you said that, Scorpio. It's okay, Keith. Me too, Whitney says. And Galaxon, Thanos will return, though. Mark my words. Good stuff. And Amanda, he was supposed to, and then Cassie apparently ended the film Googling other superhero kids. Eye roll. God, these comments are really, really good. All right, so, and Bob said Peter Capaldi. He was going to help you out there. What?
Thanos will return.
Anything's possible.
You just said anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Did you? That would piss me off.
One of the greatest storyline arcs in the entire MCU happened because Hulk didn't want to take the stairs. Anything is possible. Just saying. I am open for anything.
Give new characters time and light and space to grow. Stop bringing back
and water
previous characters. Yes, and water and photosynthesis will take its course. Yeah. But no, let's seriously though. We've got these shows that have come out that have expanded on these characters. I want to see those characters going forward. I don't want to see the same shit come back. I don't want to see RDJ come back as much as Keith, I love him.
Hey, Keith.
Love him.
Keith.
What?
I need Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Josh Brolin back as soon as possible because I need the MCU to be back to what it was. Great.
It is. We just watched Loki and it is.
I just wanted to...
What you want the MCU?
I just wanted
to make sense.
Yeah, I do. I just want to trigger Keith. I just want to say everything that will piss him off. I think the MCU just hasn't been the same since Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans haven't been in it. It's just terrible now. So.
Watch Shang-Chi, and enjoy the shit out of that martial arts and that water dragon. Come on, man.
Amanda. Yes, Keith. And Whitney said MHU LOL. Good deal. All right.
That's what we don't have is enough men.
Yeah. Thank you. Someone finally said it. Thank you, Emmy. I didn't think it was going to be Emmy, but yes, Emmy. Yes. Not enough men. I agree. Look at all the...
I'm about to not like the stairs.
Look at all the dudes in our graphic, and this Emmy's just like, it's me.
It's true. That's yeah. I mean, honestly, put me in a whole bunch of men in a time door. All right.
I was about to say, I don't think Emmy's like, hey, you want to see some variants that I've got? Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna go to our next. Oh, we're gonna go to Bub. He's still going, and he's got the comments. Oh, I probably should pull it up. Actually, sorry, you guys can't see that.
When he said I'm side-eyeing y'all shady asses, I am not. I'm side-eyeing Loki. hey, boo, what you doing after this?
That's exactly what she's doing. She's like, oh shit, hey.
And then I'm sticking out my gat for that Rizzler.
Okay, stop. All right, so Bob kept going. I really enjoyed this show. Like Keith, I'm a sucker for time travel and multiversal shenanigans. I honestly hope we see these characters in small roles going forward. Just little things to show they still exist. I don't want anything focusing on them because I like where they ended. And if the ending ain't broke, don't fix it. One last thing, small shout out to this awesome community. I love you all. If you aren't a patron, sign up for it. You will meet a group of people who are there for you. The Discord is an amazing place to meet new people and talk about the shows, comics, and movies you love the most. You may even get lucky like I did and make a new friend that lives 20 minutes away. All I'm saying is sign up or you might miss out. Wow. Bub, gonna make me emotional. That is...
Tear up. Yeah, for real. Like, wow.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really sweet. And yeah, you and Derek have become besties. You guys go see the movies together and you guys have sleepovers and you paint each other's nails. It's really adorable. I like watching on the outside. They have pillow fights.
Emmy,
and they throw popcorn at each other.
We've told you to quit spying on patrons. It gets awkward. We'll talk about that offline.
Guess what MCU movie this is from? They have pillow fights and they didn't invite me.
Sounds like Ant-Man.
No, that's the first. That's Iron Man. Iron Man 4 pillow fights. That's the new movie coming out. That was in the trailer, actually.
Anybody in chat know which one it's from?
That is
the MCU.
Ooh, I got shot
didn't invite me.
That's
You're on the right track.
That's Avengers.
I don't know why. Yes, got it.
Oh no, it's Iron Man. It's the He's talking about.
It's
He's like talking about the Playboy models in the first one.
No, it's the Avengers. It's the first Avengers.
He's correct because I think he's talking with Hawkeye over the comms, and he's like, "Oh, where is everybody, Hawkeye?" And he's like, "Oh, there's these guys over here," and he's like,
"Oh, they didn't invite me." Yeah.
I think it's like Thor and Hulk or something.
Tony says it.
Just the line. They didn't invite me. Not they have pillow fights.
All right. Hey Tim, you
could be an improv troupe.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't supposed to talk about the pillow fights. Sorry.
I told you, Amy. No
That's
more.
the first rule about Pillow Club.
You can't talk about Pillow Club.
You can't talk about.
So my computer's chugging along. We may have to talk about the resolution for the next stream because it is like I'm really big. So we're gonna leave this browser up for a minute because my computer can't do anything else. So we're gonna go over to Jarrett Wilkins. Jarrett left a good comment. Jarrett, you may have left a comment before, but I don't remember it. So if you did, I apologize, but I'm really excited to see your comment. So just first time shout out, just in case you haven't. I really enjoyed this whole second season of Loki. That being said, I felt that we, or I personally, didn't get enough of either Sylvie or Renslayer. I was really hoping to get more background on why He Who Remains left her in charge of the TVA in the first place. Where did she come from, and where is she going? Where did you go?
Where did you come from?
Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
I love that we both did it.
I know.
I thought it.
Yeah, Jarrett, I'm so sorry. You didn't write that, but we just plugged that in. I know that Marvel's not done with her, judging from the last scene we had of her stranded in a dimension with pyramids, but that also means we might be waiting a while to find out. I thought that Sylvie would want more for herself than a career at McDonald's, a job that most people would rather quickly decide they don't want to keep. I guess around a certain decade working there may have been idyllic, or maybe they went global. It kills me that she says to the clerk that she wants to try everything in the first episode, but then she sits right there in that timeline instead of exploring all of her possibilities, like she implied. I'm going to pause here.
I don't know that.
I know, but I really like that comment, actually. I want to pause there because I think that's a really good point. Jarrett, I really do, because we have this person who is like, hey, you don't know what's on the other side. And all she was like, I want to try every McDonald's menu and I'm going to work at McDonald's. It's like, well, you kind of sold yourself short there, Sylvie. And maybe that is also the innocence of the character, but it's still just, Emmy, don't defend that jellyfish hair. It's just one of those things where she settled on her hair. She settled on her career. She said, not saying McDonald's is a bad place to work, but for someone who is all about go out there and live your life, Loki, it's kind of short-sighting the character a little bit in the writing department, I would say as well. Like, now, what are you going to do? Who knows? And maybe that's not the, maybe it's not the forum to have it, but I would like to see more of the explorer in Sylvie and the more, what is this? What is that? Rather than, if they have apple pie, fuck yeah, I'm going to sit here and fucking...
Yeah.
It does feel very short-sighted when it comes to Sylvie, and I want to talk about Renslayer after that, but I want to throw that to you guys. What's your thoughts on... I think that's a good observation there.
You want to rock, paper, scissors for it, Emmy?
Yeah, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock,
I
paper,
can't
scissors,
see
shoot.
You both did scissors.
You won. I did paper, you did scissors.
Oh,
okay. So, I go?
Yeah.
That when you won, it usually means, yeah, you get to go for it.
If that's what I wanted. If that's what I want. No, the Sylvie, I can understand Sylvie's character, getting her hair done the way she wants to do it, working where she wants to work, listen to the records she wants to listen to, just take a mellow, chill staycation kind of thing after the crazy life she's led, after the crazy revenge plot, and how much that must have probably kept her keyed up in this state of longing and need to complete the mission. And she says herself, she lived in apocalypses for a long time.
Right.
So just, be in a simpler time, a safer time, the 80s in where's that, Oklahoma? McDonald's. Just chilling there. I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe it was different in the service and retail industry in the 80s, but working at McDonald's ain't relaxing,
right,
as far as I've seen. Yeah, I can understand where they were maybe going, but I understand way more the kind of lack of payoff people feel for her character, and I wanted more. The way I described it earlier was basically, season 1 was her arc, and then season 2 is Loki's.
Amanda commented, but why work at all? LOL.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I say every day.
She does have like the ultimate temp pad.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. Good point.
Remember, Emmy, we have Oklahoma listeners as well. So let's just keep that in mind when we go.
That's a myth. Nobody lives in Oklahoma.
Really?
Oklahoma's not a real state.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Don't listen to her. She's not who you want to listen to when it comes to. It's just funny. She's like, Oklahoma, like. So.
Well, but you think if you think, okay, I've lived in apocalypses my entire life, and I'm not even that much shitting on Oklahoma. I'm just saying, like, I would go to like Cancun or like Ibiza or like why like
Iceland. Yeah.
Like, go to the beach, girl. Like, go somewhere that's like awesome.
I've been trying to eat this cookie for like 10 minutes, but every time Emily says something, it cracks me up. So.
Eat it. Yeah. We'll watch it.
And like, yeah, instead of working, like, don't.
Yeah. No, Amanda makes a great. Yeah. When you don't have to work, yeah, you kind of can go wherever you want to go.
I mean, like, she would need money to pay for stuff, kind of technically, but like, also you could probably like who was it? You could temp that into a bank vault. Casey, yeah, in that episode where he's Frank Morris, he was like, yeah, just temp that into a bank vault, get some gold bars. Those are inconspicuous.
I'm not trying to kink shame.
I'm
not trying to keep kink shame, but Shabozen, I haven't seen you comment one time in a long time, and all you said was, yeah, eat that cookie. Have you been waiting this whole time for me to eat a cookie?
Eat that.
Not king shaming, but
Coachy.
Yeah. Hey.
It does look a lot like coochie.
I thought it was. I really read that cookie. I didn't even see the C.
They probably meant cookie.
I thought they said
they
coochie.
Meant.
Oh, she can enchant a bank. I'm not a good person. She can enchant a bank, Amanda. Yes.
Exactly. Yep. Listen. If I've got powers, I'm going to use them for evil.
Enchant all the banks, make the banks give the money back to the people.
Back to the people that gave it to them for safekeeping in the first place.
Archie said,
Wait a minute.
Archie Leach said, I could see it going in so many directions. Maybe she was the one who tamed Eliath in the first place. Maybe there's a king with Eliath approaching her. The pyramid and Sphinx could mean a Ramatut.
That's true. We might see her in future installments.
There it is.
Was
There
the
it is.
Sphinx in the Void in the episode I watched tonight?
Hey, Shabozen, no shame, no kink shaming. No, don't
No.
do that emoji. We're all friends here. If you like watching cookies being eaten, hey, I like doing it. So it's a win-win. You can just watch me eat Chips Ahoy cookies all day. I've got a soft spot for them. Oh, get ready! It's gonna get
Not
really
sponsored.
naughty when I do some Reese's sticks.
Ooh, Reese's dicks.
Sticks! Damn
Look at
it!
your thumb.
Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah,
Reese's cocks.
that does look.
Reese's nuts.
It's
Yep.
It's Reese's Dicks, the new fun candy for all families.
You
So
sound like Ryan Reynolds.
Bite off the tip.
Brandon, crunchy or chewy? I'm a crunchy type of guy, Whitney. I'm a crunchy type of guy. I like homemade cookies. That's where I get my chewy out. But for if I'm gonna buy Chips Ahoy out of the bag, I want it crunchy. I really do. So yeah.
My chewy out.
Yeah. That's it.
It makes sense, guys. Very good point. Galax. Oh, that wasn't. He wasn't talking about my cookie reference. Sorry. What?
I also have to say that she stuck herself in the 80s. Like, you don't have you don't have the internet. What?
This could be a blessing for some.
I was about to say I would treat it as a blessing. Well, we wouldn't have this stream though. Oh.
Half
We
and
would have
half.
this
There's
stream.
some
I don't know that
great
we've had this
sides.
podcast.
Wouldn't have
What would
Reese
you
dicks.
jack off to?
That's a good point.
This is what I did before
Wait.
the internet. Sears catalogs. You know? Oh, check it out. The bra section. Yeah. Every time.
Office Depot. That chair.
Listen,
looks
I've gotten
comfy.
weird in my old age. Like, that just doesn't do it for me anymore.
All right. Good deal. That's I can't we're gonna move on. We're gonna move forward. But we have more from Jarrett. So let me pull this up here. Let's go to our web browser. Here we go. Ouroboros, or Obi for short, is a very fun character in the series, and I'm glad that they introduced him. In a series where they're trying to have Loki feel the gravity of so many different lives across ever-branching timelines, potentially being cut short before they could even begin, Obi is full of this childlike whimsy when it comes to inventing and explaining this sci-fi tech. One thing about him that strikes me the most is his name, Ouroboros. Why did the writers give him this name? As most of us
We've
have
already blown my mind. I'm sorry.
as most of us have already, yeah, Jarrett, we can't have any more minds blown. I'm so sorry. As most of us have already heard before, an Ouroboros is a snake which devours its own tail, representing an infinite cycle of destruction and rebirth. However, since Loki is a god from Norse mythology, the symbol of an Ouroboros reminds me of another snake who devours his own tail, one of Loki's own offspring, whose name is, oh my god,
Hormongander.
I will let Emmy butcher that.
Hormongander.
Hormongander. That's what they used to call me in high school. Look at that Hormongander. He slumbers
Your
deep.
Mungadeer. Oh, there's no I.
There's no I. Sorry.
Never mind.
It's
Fuck
okay.
me.
He slumbers deep beneath Earth's oceans, with his long body encompassing the globe, with his tail tucked into his mouth. But if he could release his tail, Emmy, get your mind out of the damn gutter. If he could release his tail, his head will rise above the waves, spewing poisonous clouds into the sky. Sounds like a Friday night for me. And Ragnarok will begin. It is said that he is killed by none other than Thor in that battle, but in the process, Thor becomes mortally wounded by his venom. So, is Obi the Marvel Studios representation of...
Hormongador.
Thank you.
That was not it.
Only time will tell. Holy shit. That's all I got, because holy shit. I don't know if my brain can even think of that. I really don't.
Bringing up the strangest characters I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't know either. But that's
Hormongator.
from Norse mythology, and we got a lot of names from Norse mythology, but I don't know how
How
closely.
accurate it all is.
Yeah.
As for Victor...
Like, I don't remember Captain America in Norse mythology, and Thor definitely meets him. So does Loki, technically.
That's true.
All right.
Damn.
So we're gonna...
I got to bone up on my Norse mythology.
I don't
think
know
that-
if bone up is a saying, Keith. Did you just make that?
Is that not a
I've never
that a
heard
thing
that in
down
my
there?
entire life. I've got a bone up.
bone up?
Yeah, just a little
My
bone
Norse.
in action to get ready to get this knowledge in. Sorry. Anyway.
I loved OB. I think that his name was a great nod to what was going on and what was going to go on. I thought myself many times his character was going to be tied in way bigger and have a way bigger part to play. I still hope for that. I hope we see OB again. I hope we see the TVA characters again. That handshake between him and Victor Timely and Sylvie was clocking it. I thought for sure we were onto something with
Maybe
OB
we still
being
are.
somehow
Maybe in some
integral.
timeline we are. Who knows?
Maybe.
Because exactly what this show represents. Kid Loki was also a young adventurer. Sorry, Emmy, your brain just looked like it exploded, so I went to read the first comment. But yeah. Are you reading ahead, Emmy?
No, Kid Loki was also a young Avenger. And then I thought you said my name because I did let a little tiny burp out, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm in trouble." I didn't mean to.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry, Danny.
For the record, I edit all burps out of the show, so you don't have to hear them. I apologize. As for Victor Timely,
I thought it was very quiet. It just eked out on its own. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. I didn't hear it. As for Victor Timely, you've talked about it twice now, so it's even funnier. It was quiet. I thought it was quiet. I'm sorry. As for Victor Timely and He Who Remains, I kept puzzling over how He Who Remains came to power if no one gave him the TVA hand guide as a child in his own timeline. I wonder if not all variants of Kang are menacing and threatening, and if Timely would have merely gone on to be a
Domicile.
Domicile, sorry. Version.
I think docile.
I think that's what. Okay, gotcha. A docile version of Kang that had no appetite for conquest, but merely for science. I think they pointed out his characteristic of "I don't do partners" to highlight his immense ego in not wanting to share credit for any of his discoveries. That alone might be the commonality amongst Kang variants, their colossal ego. If you look at his last name, it indicates that not only is he obsessed with time, but meant to discover or change something about it. Now look at his first name, Victor, a name usually indicative of a winner of a contest or even a battle. Holy shit, a conqueror. Put those names together, and it's like his name translates roughly to the conqueror of the timeline. This is the reason that I strongly feel that even without interference by the TVA, he would have become a Kang all on his own.
I don't think Kang, but He Who Remains.
Jared,
and I do differentiate.
Genuinely, Jared, I'm loving your takes.
Yeah.
Man. Good God.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. So we finally. I want to. Oh, sorry, Keith. Did you have something before we move?
Well, no. I was just kind of thinking about like because everything's so up in the air now. It sounds like with Kang in the future, and I'm not sure if Victor Timely is the first version of him on any timeline. Is that concrete, or is that something that they can play with, or can they do the whole Nathaniel Reed scenario from the comic books? I don't know. I don't know what they can do.
Yeah.
But damn, am I excited to see what the hell they do. And I just want, like, if they are going to recast Jonathan Majors or not, I still want to see what they had planned with Kang, because as a time nerd, a time travel nerd, I want to see it played with more. This was a great start, in my opinion, and a great end to the Loki series with it, but they have lots more time they could play with.
Yeah.
If Victor Timely, Reds Are on Fire said if Victor Timely was his common con man name.
That's a great point, because it does sound made up. It sounds like a pseudonym. Yeah.
So what would his actual name have been? Because I'm pretty sure nobody names the baby Kang the Conqueror.
Baby Kang.
Not if you want them to get into a good school.
Yeah, that always disqualifies him. So his grades check out, but the Conqueror.
What is Kang the Conqueror's real name?
Nathaniel Richards. And
is that real?
Yes, it's real.
Is he related to Reed Richards?
Is this spoiling if we say yes? I guess not.
Technically, we're all talking about comics right now. It's never come out in the movie, so technically it's not spoilers. So
yeah, future kids come back and dominate time.
Boom. Amy's brain is wrapping her head around everything.
Ow!
She hates it.
Ow! It hurts me.
Yeah.
I want to comment. I want to read someone's comment because I was reading our patron post.
Me too.
But I definitely want to get some of the chat caught up here. I want to start off with Whitney. She said, "LOL, Keith getting off on office chairs." Just wanted to start there because that one made me giggle. And Keith responded, "Swivel, swivel." Galaxon Engine said, "I'm going Black Friday shopping this year, and I will enjoy the madness." Oh, good luck, Galaxon. Red's on fire. Must be a Canadian thing. John said, "I went to pick up the snake because he knows I love snakes." And then he went, bleh. I love that quote. Love that quote with the little snake twist. We got to the Reds on Fire with the kid Loki being an Avenger. I want to know what he saw in the second edition of the handbook. Ooh, Busy Bee. Not bad. That's a good question. That was Thor telling a story about Loki and snakes. Thanks, John. Thanks, John. I feel like it's going to be Loki versus Kang, and Doctor Doom wrecks them both for absolute power. Ooh, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if Victor Timely was his con man name. Red's on Fire. Nathaniel Richards, Glax on Edge. He Who Remains was a Kang. C, I thought it was common knowledge. His grandfather. Good job, Galaxon. He knew that. Archie said he's a distant relative of Reed Richards. Yes. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Amy, we know. Reds were on fire.
I knew you were going to read that one too. As soon as I put it in the chat, I was like, he's just going to read that one so he can call me an idiot.
But so Keith getting off to office chairs and you being an idiot, I think those are good bookends. That's an Abingers bookend. I like that. We'll get we'll get to more chat, but let's get to Jarrett's last comments here. So Jarrett, let me get it running here. He said, well, it's being stupid. I apologize, but I will get to it over here. Finally, I want to talk about where Loki now stands, or rather sits. Now that he's broken the loom, the once sacred timeline is now free to branch infinitely. What his role is now and why he has to sit and monitor these timelines, I don't exactly know. But I think you guys might have suggested in your episode 6 coverage that he's now able to find all of the Kang variants in each and every timeline to either stop them or warn the heroes in that timeline in order that they might take actions to stop Kang's conquests of their timeline. I think we saw that a little bit too with Mobius with the 616 adjacent, where he talks about that, like, hey, they've already stopped it, but you can tell there's already a plan in place there. So Kang, Sylvie, in fact, in episode 3, described Kang, Timely, He Who Remains, as the enemy of all free will, and that causes me to guess that Loki's self-appointed task is not only to stop every Kang variant that pops up, but to guard free will in general and protecting these infinite possibilities from being pruned in any one person or being's favor. Looking back at Norse mythology, Loki functions as a god of mischief and discord. Therefore, while the
Aesir?
Thank you.
Aesir?
Odin, Thor, Balder, etc. impose their order on the 9 realms to shape them to their liking. Loki upsets their plans and ideals, seemingly out of his own self-interest, but ultimately because his very nature is that of chaos and anarchy, and it is very much these natural forces that work their will through him to stop the oppression of free will. Goodness. Since he is a Norse god, one who has nothing to do with time himself, I was reminded of those who do control time and fate in Norse mythology. The 3
weird sisters.
I thought it was word, but weird is funnier. Known as
Nornir?
Or Norns. I'm just letting you say all of the weird Norse stuff. They are the Norse equivalents of the Greek fates, and they wove every mortal's destiny and every chain, or rather thread of events, into a tapestry of their loom. So that loom that they used symbolizes their control over destiny itself. But if Loki broke the loom, he therefore conquered the
Nornir.
I believe that Marvel throws all of this heavy symbolism our way on purpose. So, do we think that they might have symbolized the 3 sisters of fate somewhere in this series? It's possible they didn't at all, but if they did, I'm guessing the 3 sisters of fate are trying to control everyone's destiny, would probably be Renslayer, Dox, and Miss Minutes.
Ooh. Okay.
Jarrett. I mean, holy
with the Norse
shit.
mythology.
Yeah.
I mean, that is extremely, like, it's very interesting, but I'm sorry, I really have to say nerd.
How dare you? How dare you?
No, I do think
here's a
that's
fun fact,
definitely-
Jarrett. Here's a fun fact, Jarrett. She loves nerds. That's her way
Yeah,
of like.
it's very.
Talk
It's
to her
very
about
true.
dividing by 0.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
I've had private conversations with her, and she's like, "Oh, he was such a nerd. It turned. I really like that." So she says nerd. It's probably the highest
like,
compliment she can give you.
Lovingly.
She's probably giving you a very big compliment. I just want you to be aware. So,
But yeah, no, I definitely. Now knowing all this, the heavy symbolism I think is definitely on purpose. Like
I
now that you've
love that.
explained all that, that's really. I'm sure that somebody's done all that research. That's amazing.
Insane to think about too, with the Docs and Renslayer and Miss Minute situation and how
Yeah.
my brain is on fire with that comment, but I really hope it pans out. I hope there's some validity there. That's the thing about Marvel, and it's something I like and kind of I'm struggling with right now is because there's so many open ends. I mean, you got to think about the Shang-Chi end credit scene, and we still haven't seen that payoff. And how many years has it been? It used to be literally, oh, there's a hammer in the desert. Next movie, oh, it's Thor. You know, it felt so quick and it was instant. And there's a lot of these. I mean, we saw, spoiler if you haven't seen Eternals, Harry Styles with some weird, creepy dwarf dude. What's happened with that? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then at the end of Multiverse of Madness, we saw what's her name?
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron,
and
that third eye, which was the best CG I've ever seen in any Marvel movie. So it's just, my whole point in saying all that is there's so many threads that used to be immediately after, and it just kind of fed through, and it was like, all right, here we go. I think Marvel ever did was like one movie where it skipped, maybe. Like most of them just went straight to the next one. And with this saga, there's so many like, hey, here's something, see you in 20 movies. It's like, wait, what? And so, Jared, I love this comment. I really, really do. But it's hard for me to get my hopes up because there's so many other stuff that they've made blatantly obvious with it. And they haven't fulfilled yet. So I hope you're right. I really do. Marvel, I would really like to see some of these things that you've already set in motion that's been around for years now sitting dormant to really come through. Mm-hmm. So, that Three Sisters part, like I want to get excited about that, but then I think about all the stuff that it's hard. It's really difficult for me. So
that would have to take a back seat in order for that to be expanded upon.
Right.
Yeah, no, Jared, I was a huge, and it still am a huge Greek mythology nerd. And I love the idea that the tether to the three fates and those sisters. I would love nothing more to see more Norse mythology used, especially when, you know, I brought up a bit of a point of technology versus mythology and science versus fiction in the finale, and we saw that Loom destroyed and you know, everything that the TVA depends on has always been mechanical, and it's like, well, now it's a tree of time, and it's this beautiful looking Norse mythology rooted thing. No roots, no pun intended. That you get to see, and I would love to see them divert back to that. If I'm going to see Loki take care of other people going forward, I don't want to see him dethroned. I want He Who Remains to stay gone and, you know, usurped in a good way.
Agreed.
And let Loki project himself with the powers he's had that we've known from before, to go and communicate with heroes on what they should do and maybe give them tips and help. But he can't be overpowered for, you know, going into future threats either, because then let's just go bug Loki and figure out how to fix it. Like that's you know, lots to think about, man.
That would be if they did like a mythology-esque Thor 5.
Yeah.
Like they kind of lean more into
cool.
that.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
That would be cool.
I would be totally fine with that.
And I think that Jarrett is in the chat and said he takes it as a compliment.
You should, Jarrett.
Thank you guys.
You should.
Mask of Silence, yeah.
Oh, good to see you commenting too, Jarrett. Thank you so much for joining us on the stream, man.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, great comments, man. Great comments. Love it, love it, love it. All right, just a lot of good stuff tonight. So we're going to go to our next is Knob Sterling. This was incredible. Everything about the show was top tier Marvel, in my opinion. The final climb of Loki ascending to his throne looked amazing. That whole scene was comic book-esque art expertly translated into a TV show. One question, though. Can we really trust Loki? That's his whole deal. The long game, the mystery within the lie. What if this whole thing was him seeking power and to be god of the multiverse? That's probably not where the story's going, but if Jonathan Majors is found guilty and Marvel doesn't want to recast, then a Loki heel turn could be an interesting backup plan. I love that Knob threw a wrestling reference out there with the heel turn. But yeah, that, Amy, I saw your brain explode first. And now it looks like almost disappointment because I don't think you want to see Loki bad. But what were your initial thoughts hearing Knob say that?
No, I didn't get the wrestling reference.
Oh,
but...
heel turn, face, turning face, heel turn. Yeah, it's usually a common thing. Whether face is good, heel is bad. So when he said heels.
People just say that. Like a heel turn is back from when they used to do
really?
duels.
Well, then I'm dumb.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a wrestling reference. Not bad.
And a face, what did you say?
If you're the face, you're like
face.
the people, the champion people are cheering for, right?
Yes.
And then if you're a heel, you're like the one that needs to be beaten by the face.
You're exactly right. Yeah. I apologize. I always thought that was a wrestling reference, but that's all I know it from. So my bad.
Oh no, a heel turn is just like somebody who changes their. I don't know that. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay, all right.
I hope it is because I want to.
Now I'm blowing my mind. Twice.
I just want to prove you wrong.
But no, I was okay. Please. Okay. First of all, watching the episode with all the Loki variants in the void, and they all just like backstab each other. They've all made deals. They're all going back on the deals, and then it just devolves into chaos. Like, yes, I see. Should we trust Loki? Probably not. But I feel like we should be able to trust this one. We've earned that. We have watched him go through some shit. And while I do see it as an interesting possibility, if things don't pan out and they don't have a better idea, but I feel like they could find a better idea because that would really break my heart.
Yeah.
For this Loki, him's good now. Him's good, and him's at the center of time.
And it would diminish those looks and those moments. Maybe it wouldn't diminish, but it would change the context. So maybe diminish is not the right word, but I would be disappointed, to see like, oh, okay, he's kind of, but that's what he's always done. So it would also
it makes sense for his character.
Kind of would be in a way. Oh, I could make an argument both ways, Knob. I kind of dig it and I kind of hate it. I really do. And I think that's a great question because I think it does pose that. Well, maybe. Good question though. Good question.
I think if you're like the same thing about, like I was saying earlier about, I would love to see the heroes we have now, the grand set of heroes we have now getting more time, and instead of just introducing new. I almost feel the opposite way about villains. I was hopeful with Kang, we're getting a new villain, we're getting this new character that we can explore. If we're doing away with him, I want to see a new villain. I want to see someone, Victor Von Doom take over, or someone else. But because I think that even if they were to pull out the best or write up the best script they could to justify Loki switching back, it would still feel like a theft, like you're gonna rob us of this great satisfying ending.
Yeah,
for him.
That's a great point. Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
All right. I can't scroll down, nor can I hide the browser. My computer is being fun. So yay, I apologize once again. Streaming in HD, my computer's like, I'm doing all I can. I can't. And so
Spider-Man and Spider-Man.
It really is. It is literally it's literally Loki holding all the branches. This is what's happening right now. Is my computer. I'm surprised we're not getting kicked off the stream yet. So we'll go to our next comment. Vincent Moore. This was absolutely the best TV show Marvel produced, giving Loki the best arc in the MCU. The supporting characters had a lot of good story as well. But they didn't give B-15 and Sylvie much this season. But as a whole, I really enjoyed this season. It's cool that Loki is overseeing time. His costume is very comic accurate. 11 out of 11. 11 out of 11, I would rate this series. I'm just wondering how Mobius and Miss Minutes are going to factor into Deadpool 3. Sorry if this is a spoiler. Always love the podcast. Hashtag love y'all 3000. Hashtag Abingers forever. Vincent, love hearing from you, man. When we used to do Abingers News back in the day, and Vincent, no joke, would leave like 20 things for us to talk about. Like, we could have done a whole show and just said, Vincent, write it for us. And he would. It was absolutely fantastic. So I always love hearing from him. I always just think, Abingers News, that guy. Good to hear from you, man. And yeah, I think B-15 is another one I'd like to talk about a little bit. B-15, did we see much of a satisfying... I want to... It just kind of feels like her story's untold as well. And I would like to see more of her. There's so many... I want a TVA series. I really do. Because Obi... Casey, B-15, hell, maybe even Renslayer and Miss Minutes. There's so many of these characters that it doesn't end with Loki. It doesn't. And Loki just hanging out in the tree, cool. You know, he can be there while TVA does its things. Excuse me. I would love to see that because I do agree. There's a few that, oh gosh, I wish we would have seen this and wish we would have seen that. A TVA series would fix all that. It really would.
I would love a TVA series that's like Office style.
Style.
Well, I would die.
Oh,
I would
that's brilliant.
Die.
That's brilliant.
And Mobius 100% is the gym. He's just like, yeah.
That's
and then
brilliant.
B-15 found a stapler in her jello.
Yeah.
So
I would love that.
I got that going for me.
Yeah. I think that could really work. I really do.
I do too. I think I'm not sure. Well, I was gonna say part of his. I didn't hear you say, and that doesn't mean that you didn't say, part of his comment that this is the second show I've watched, Wunmi Musaku, who is B-15, in where she has killed the performance. Lovecraft Country is where I first saw her. I hope they give her more to do in the future. And Sophia Di Martino, who's Sylvie, I'm just wondering how Mobius and Miss Minutes are going to factor into Deadpool 3. Did you say that part?
Yeah, he did say that, but I didn't talk about it, though. I don't know. I haven't read anything. No, it's all good. I don't know, though. I haven't read anything about that. So, obviously, it makes sense, especially with the timelines and Deadpool being a completely different branch of a timeline. I would not be surprised to see it either way. And fucking A, Deadpool and Miss Minutes, that's comedy gold waiting to be written. I mean, holy shit. Sign me the fuck. A cartoon clock is in this? Like, I think there's way funnier lines, but Ryan Reynolds literally could deliver anything with Miss Minutes, and
that's true.
I would be so okay with it.
Which, let me tell you guys, I'm watching Welcome to Wrexham right now. I just finished the first season last night. It is the show where Rob McElhenney,
yep.
Yes. I can sing the song with their names in it, but I can't. Yeah. Okay. From Always Sunny and Ryan Reynolds, they bought an English football club in Wrexham in Wales. I said English, they're Welsh. Yeah. But oh my gosh, it is amazing. And they are so funny. They had never met before. And Rob came up with this idea to Ryan and they bought it and they're like, oh, it's so COVID. It's so adorable. I love it. Highly recommend. And Ryan Reynolds is every bit as much of a adorable sweetheart with a foul mouth as you think he is.
Yes, I agree.
It's great. Highly recommend to anybody.
Awesome. He just
confirmed season 3 of Welcome to Wrexham.
There it is.
That's amazing.
There it is.
Thank you, Reds on Fire. But yeah, I am excited for Deadpool 3 even more now because I've seen that side of Ryan Reynolds as well, which is really, really sweet.
The only MCU movie coming out in 2024. Crazy to think about, but
that's it.
Movie. Yeah. Quantity over quality was taking precedence before. So now I think we're going to do a little bit of quality over quantity, and I'm excited
But
about
it's Deadpool 3? That's the one?
That's the one.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. It'd be funny if he said that.
One.
Oh my God, I'd love if he said that. What? We're the only fucking movie coming out this year? That must cost the execs a pretty penny. Like, just something fucking, like, God, lean into it, Ryan Reynolds. There's so much Disney, Miss Minutes, fucking only being the only theatrical release. Make fun of Disney Plus shows. Like, I heard the quality was dipping, but I didn't think it won't be this shitty. Like, you could do all of it. I really hope. I hope he really leans into it. And I hope, like, Kevin Feige and the Marvel Studios team said, have at it. Fucking make fun of us all day. Do it. Yeah. The TVA, the Office crossover, who is Jim?
Mobius. I already answered that.
You're so polite, Emmy. Mobius already. So let's see here. I'm going to get caught up on a chat real quick. Yes, office style TVA. Whitney said, Emmy, you are a genius. Galaxon said.
I know, I really am.
Please, Galaxon, don't. That it's already big enough. Don't inflate that ego.
That's what she said.
Okay, that's what I do. I drink and I know things. Oh, good reference to Game of Thrones there. Red's on fire. Galaxon, Casey would be Jim. Oh, Casey.
Oh,
all right. So, Mask of Silence. Let's see,
That's Jarrett.
Silence artwork.
Mask of Silence artwork.
Yes, we're here in downtown Austin at a Music Light Mini Festival for our 1-year dating anniversary. Hey, thanks for watching us, Jarrett. Appreciate it.
Congrats on 1 year, man.
I hope you're still listening. Happy anniversary to you. That is really, really cool.
That's exciting.
I could see Miss Minutes falling in love with Deadpool. Oh, that would be fucking hilarious. And Whitney says 1,000,000%. They just confirmed it. Yep. Wait until Ryan Reynolds eventually buys the Canucks. That would be amazing. But who is Dwight? Whitney said.
Obi.
John, who would be Dwight for you? I'm just curious what John Tun thinks. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, fuck what I think.
Yeah, because
I am just a genius.
Because because they said who is Jim. They probably just wanted to ignore Mobius. Maybe they're like, fuck that. That's not a good one. Who would be Jim? So I think that could really work. We got a couple of comments to get to while people are thinking about the perfect Jim and Dwight.
That means that Pam is a jet ski.
Oh my god! And it's just constantly.
Pam's a jet ski.
Like he just looks at it, like in season 3, he just looks at a jet ski and he's like, then it's a date.
Just like Kramer though.
Wrong.
What?
Don't worry. Keith's confused again. You know how Keith gets confused between his. Don't worry about it.
Grandpa, did you take your meds?
Casey is Creed. Casey is Creed. I love it, Whitney.
Yes, 100%. Who is Toby?
We're not going to do the full cast. We'll be here all night.
Renslayer.
All right.
Renslayer.
All right. So, D's nuts.
Clark from season 8 and 9.
Dwight is Casey, John said. Okay, Casey's either Creed or Dwight. I like both. I think Casey could be. Oh, I could really see Casey being Dwight, though. I really could, because he seems like the guy who's just really trying to focus and do his work. And, like, Mobius fucking with him. Oh, that could work.
But also the fact, because Creed has a questionable past. Like there's that Halloween episode where he's covered in blood, and they're like, "Oh, that's a nice costume" or something, and he's like, "Oh, it's Halloween."
I really lucked out today.
Yeah. And someone said, "Who is D?" And they put in the chat, "D's nuts." Wow. Okay, we'll leave that alone. But you're making Emmy proud, I promise you. All right, so we're gonna go to our next. Our penultimate comment. Amanda Miller, hello. I don't have a ton to say, but just wanted to drop something in. I think the finale knocked it out of the park, though I think I enjoyed season 1 as a whole much more. The music was incredible. Natalie Holt is that meme of the dude playing the flaming piano on the bench. Laughing emoji. Hope you all have a great stream, and I'll see you back here with a much lengthier post for the Marvels. Man, I can't wait to see that post for the Marvels. We are, just a little plug, streaming next week on Twitch. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, twitch.tv/Abingers podcast, 7:30 p.m., November 22nd. We're going to be streaming the Marvels. If you have not seen the Marvels yet, we're not spoiling it here, so no worries. But go see it. Go see it so you can be part of our stream, chat with us. We'd love to have you. Love to have your comments. Want to leave a comment that we'll discuss? Patreon.com/Abingers podcast. We'd love to hear from you. So, yeah, Amanda, thank you. You just really made that.
Thursday instead?
No. So, yeah, thank you so much, Amanda. Appreciate it. That's Emmy being a dick.
I was just kidding.
That's Emmy being a dick. I know Emmy's a dick. So when I don't give her what she wants, she's like, no, it's Thanksgiving. I was trying to make. I know. I've known you for 20 years, Emmy. I know when you're being an asshole.
Don't make us older. Don't make us sound older.
Oh, sorry. I've known Emmy for 3 years.
Okay, I've known you for 3 years.
I've known Emmy
for 3
years.
Be an asshole.
Yeah. God, Emmy, when she tries to change the plans on air, it used to fuck with me because you did that like a couple years ago. Like you started doing it, and I was like, "Oh shit, what? We need to change." Like I'm just fucking with you. You would do that, and it worked, and I'm so happy now.
I do.
I'm
sorry.
so happy I've got it. Just to add, had a hard time gathering my thoughts on it. This is Amanda in the chat. I like season 2 for Loki's development, especially if we don't see much of him going forward. As far as the overall plot, I wasn't as into it as season 1, but I loved the 1800s episode. Amanda, thank you for some context there. Good stuff.
Yeah. I think the 1800s episode was the one that it was like take it or leave it for me because they weren't in the TVA.
I loved it.
And I wanted to be in the TVA. I mean, it was nice. It was fun. It was good to see Mobius out in his element, like having a great time out in the real world.
Oh, just eating food. Fucking A.
Yeah.
I love when we were like trying to guess what he was going to eat or drink. It was so fucking funny. Oh.
As far as comparing season 1 to season 2, I understand the urge to do that with every other TV show. I do that all the time, especially with ones that run for 5, 6, 10 seasons sometimes. But for some reason, something about me wants to look at them as one unit all the time because of it being such a bookended circular thing.
I agree.
But it never dawned on me to look at it as like season 1's better than season 2. But I'm not sure what I would say if I was like. I feel like there's weak and strong points in both. But they feel really.
I think they're stronger as a whole, obviously. But I think season 1, I kind of agree with Amanda though. Because I do think of it as one just single entity, like Loki. I think of it as one. But I kind of agree with the Mandalorian. I think the season 1 story was better, but the season 2 finale was the most satisfying episode of any Marvel Studios Disney Plus series that I've watched. So. You have a great experience with both, and as a whole, they're fucking perfect. I love it. So really good take there, Amanda. It does seem much more connected as a show as opposed to seasons like other shows, for sure. She said in the chat. So, someone said Emmy is what she eats, and Emmy responded in the chat, "I don't remember eating a sexy beast." So good deal. I feel like Loki season 1 and 2 was a movie. I agree with you, Galaxon.
Yeah.
Especially when those VFX are like movie quality that we haven't even seen in some of the movies lately. So it's nice to see like
a
heightened budget level and probably just time given to the creative people behind it.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah. Awesome. Whitney said, I wanted to see H.H. Holmes, and Amanda responded, yes, all the murder, responding to Whitney.
I don't think I need to see that. That would be extremely,
All right.
you know?
Well, guys, we're going to get to our last comment, but just before we do, I just want to thank you all again for joining us on the stream. Thank you so much. We are going to wrap up the stream after this comment. We've been streaming for about an hour and 46 minutes now so far, so thank you so much for making it such an amazing show. We will hang out a little bit off when we get done with the stream. We'll just have some Twitch time with the people that have come out to chat with us. We'll chat for a few minutes and hang out with you because we love hanging out. So stick around a little bit after we conclude the show. We'll talk with you guys a little bit more. And but thank you so much, patrons. If you're not here on the stream, thank you for those who left a comment. If you didn't leave a comment, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed in you. I'm just joking. No. No, I'm kidding. No.
Father Brandon.
I know. No, did you hear Emmy freak out about burping in the mic? She's like, oh God, I burped. I thought it was silent. So I've become the dad of the podcast, I feel like. But anyway, thank you so much.
That's what he makes us call him.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
When Pedro comes on the screen, I get a little jealous because it's dad versus daddy, and it's just tough. It really is tough. There's a little jealousy. But thank you, everyone who commented. Thank you so much for those who have joined us in the chat. Love you all. You guys have been so amazing. Thank you for making it such a great show. So our final comment is Derek Sager. Hey, I really, really enjoyed this latest season of Loki. I like Clinton said, I do kind of feel like Sylvie did nothing in this season, though. She was kind of just there. I have to wonder how much power Loki has at this point in time, but I get the feeling it's just going to be left. I have a feeling it's just going to be left up to my imagination as to the extent of it. His sacrifice in this show was incredible, and looking back at to where he was through Thor, Avengers, and Thor 2, it's incredible to see where he ended up. I've heard this was Tom Hiddleston's finale playing Loki. I hate to think that that's the case because he's been so amazing, but also what a way for him to go out. Overall, I do think that Loki is one of the best shows to hit Disney+. I'd probably only put Moon Knight above it, but still extremely well done by Marvel, and I can't wait to see what this leads to in the future of the MCU. Derek, that was a good bookend. Golly. Another great, all of them hit. Every comment hit tonight. I'm sorry. I'm not blowing smoke because I just, fuck, man. You guys really, really did
and
it.
Yeah. My face is sore because they all hit. But
I thought you were gonna say because you've been smiling this whole time.
Oh no! Well, no.
Oh God! All right. Seriously, that great comment, Derek, and we talked about a little bit.
I thought you were gonna say Emmy.
No, not you, by no means. But I love, but I love that comment.
Damn it! I want Dad's approval.
I just want to be loved. I really do. I don't think it's Tom Hiddleston's finale. I think, especially with the story of the timelines, we have to see him in some capacity again. I don't know what level that is, if it's just a quick cameo or if it's a 10-minute scene or it's an entire half of a movie. Who knows? But I don't think we're done here with Tom Hiddleston. Yeah. I do think it's the best way to send this character out, but I don't think we're done with the character, if that makes sense. So, I look for him to come back. And once again, money talks. And I promise you. They have enough to bring him back. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a neat trick, Emmy. What are you doing?
I was trying to do a hair flip. I forgot I had my headphones on.
That just happened. Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much. Patrons.
That hurt my head.
Patrons, thank you so much for writing in your comments. We will be back next week reviewing the Marvels with our patrons. So guys, watch the Marvels. We'll be putting a post on our Patreon asking for feedback. So get your comments ready. You can even get one typed up so you can just copy and paste it whenever we make our post. Get those comments ready. We'd love to hear from you about the Marvels. We'll be live, twitch.tv/Abingers Podcast. You want to see us live? Wednesday, November 22nd, 7:30 p.m. If you're going to be traveling or you're going to be on the road or, hey, you're with family that Wednesday night and you really want to get away, hey, say you got to take a shit and then just watch us for 2 hours on the stream. It'll be great. Would love to see us. So we are heading on out of here. We'll see you next week for Abingers Assemble, the Marvels edition, and we'd love to have you there. But for now, we're going to go hang out with our Twitch chat for a little while. Keith, Emmy, any final words? You look confused, Emmy, like you've never been on this podcast before.
I thought we had voice. Do we not have videos?
We do not have videos because my computer is chugging and I can't play it. So we do have a video from a patron. Hold on, patron. On the Marvels, I'm going to scale us down a little bit because we're in 1080 by 1920 and my computer, it was struggling to close a browser, and that's when I got concerned and I haven't been able to reopen it. So please know we will get to your video in the Marvels, so I apologize for that. But appreciate Emmy for calling me out there.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I was confused.
Oh, I didn't mean anything.
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry.
My God, you are paranoid today. No, sorry, but we will get to you. So we're gonna head. Sorry, you're perplexed. I'm like, what did I missing? What am I missing? I should just. Anytime you squint your eyes, I'm like, oh, I fucked up. What did I fuck up? Yeah, she does the Robert De Niro. She's like.
Yeah, well, and sometimes it's just to hold on to my own thoughts. I have to hold on to them with my eyelids. Don't go anywhere.
That's right. My thoughts always fly out of my eyes.
Brandon's not mad, just disappointed. Thank you, Whitney. Someone understands me. 2 hours, Brandon might want to see a doctor. Thank you. That is a very accurate description.
Oh, no, that's only after 6.
Goodness. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Someone, Jared, calm down, Jimmy Neutron. Shabozen, Daddy. Yeah, Daddy.
That is the same person who said,
he
eat the cookie.
I think I might have a secret admirer, guys.
I think that was the bookend of 2 comments.
That's it. We're going to head on out of here. We're going to go talk to our Twitch chat. So we're going to stop recording now, but hey, Twitch chat, hang out.
Let's sing a song. Ready? There's something about outside of town. Our old stadium's crumbling down. Bring us Deadpool. No, nobody's put in a penny. Bring us Deadpool and Rob McElhenney. I
was just going to say, Brandon's right. We pair nicely with a good shit.
True that.
Bye, everyone. See you later.
I'm going to put that in my Tinder profile.
It's funny.
It's really cute.
My computer's not even like recognizing that I should stop recording. This is bad. Like it's just so like I don't know how we're streaming.
Recording stopped.
Hi.
Oh,
that
that
was
helped.
yeah. That that helped. Yes, it did. But no, this computer is just chugging. I'm shocked our stream. I was like the whole time, just truth be told, I was panicking. We were gonna lose connection the whole time because like I couldn't even bring up simple commands at times. So I hope you didn't notice it too much while listening or watching.
Busy Bee said, "Hi, another great episode. Compliments to the chef."
Thank,
Brandon.
thank you, Busy Bee.
Thank you.
That is wonderful. Aman Vellani is going to be on Seth Meyers tonight, FYI. I don't have live TV, so I'll be waiting till tomorrow, but I'm glad she gets to promote the movie. Fuck yes, Amanda. Completely agreed.
Same.
Yeah. Hola. Hi, Scorpio. Let's see here. Don't think a new computer will fit on the Elster list. No, you guys actually,
Hola.
you guys paid for this one. And don't get me wrong, this one is great. I just went super high. I shouldn't have done the big fancy video, so we'll probably be a little less quality next time
Oh.
because this is the
That makes
first
sense.
this is the first stream we ever did 1980 by 1020 1920 by 1080, so I just need to scale it down and we should be
A little
good.
different with live than it is.
Yeah,
with-
exactly,
that makes
exactly.
sense.
So that's kind of what happened here. So hey, if you're looking at how cool we look, we'll be scaled down, but it'll hide more of our blemishes, which is great. So we'll be even better next week.
See, great show as always. I
Mhm.
mean,
Aw.
you're too worried, Brandon.
Oh.
We did a fantastic job according to chat.
Good deal. I'm glad to see
They
it.
love
Yeah.
it.
Great.
Thank you guys. I
Thank
like,
you so much.
Shiba-san says,
So
recording
fun.
stop. Fail safe initiated. Thanks for your service.
Fancy.
I like it.
Love
Call
it.
back.
Oh, speaking of a little post-show action, anyone want to see me watch or anyone want to see me eat Reese's sticks? Because that's what's about to happen.
So
I
nutty.
wanted nothing more.
I use teeth. I use teeth for the record.
You don't just suck on it until it falls apart into nothingness.
I
That
did.
would be the weirdest way to eat a chocolate bar
Yeah,
ever.
and they got banned off of Twitch and never were able to come back. So yeah, Chabos and Dam. See, there it is. All right, we're there. We're there. Thanksgiving plans. Thanksgiving plans? Question mark. What is our Thanksgiving plans, guys? What do you guys got planned?
As a podcast or
No, as a podcast, we're doing the Marvels Twitch stream. That's
the day before Thanksgiving.
that-
That's Thanksgiving Eve.
Thanksgiving plans for the podcast. Letting it breathe. Letting it breathe. I think going
Okay.
some time. Honestly, we may be a little absent from podcasts, but we're going to do some fun YouTube stuff. So yeah, we've got a lot of good ideas.
We've
on
only
the
got a month, less than a month before they start coming out with the what if.
And what if I've got some ideas for season 2 on how we can record that? I like Keith, but I'm thinking we're going to do smaller episodes. And we really,
Okay.
yeah, and it will be a lot of fun where we do just kind of mini pods on each episode. I think so. You'll see what if in mini pod form.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry, I'm making that decision now. Sorry.
we haven't decided that yet. I was
think
gonna say.
I think it's a
well,
brilliant
I
idea.
like Keith's idea, but like, was that his idea?
Yeah. No. This was my wife's idea, and I liked it, so I'm rolling with it. So-
Thank you, Renee.
Yeah, thank
No,
my
it's a
Renee.
good
She's
call.
like,
It's a
yeah,
good call.
yeah. So little mini pods. Sorry,
Okay. Okay.
Renee's
Reds on Fire is right. I won't be busy with Thanksgiving this weekend. Canada has already celebrated their Thanksgiving.
Oh,
We don't have
wow.
Thanksgiving on a weekend, you Canadian.
Well, we.
Wow,
I mean,
Emmy?
check. What's Thursday to
Don't-
you guys?
Emmy, how many times
That's
I
Thursday's
have to
not
tell
the
you?
Thanksgiving
weekend?
Thursday.
I need to tell you this.
It's
I'm,
not Thanksgiving Thursday.
I'm going to tell you one more time, Emmy. Stop being rude to Canadians again, please. Stop. The whole.
Hey, shut up, American.
Wow. God, you.
There, it goes in all directions.
She's an
Shots
ageist
fired.
and an Americanist. She's the worst.
It's still turkey.
It's still
Turkey is still the traditional dinner. Yeah.
How do you feel about Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat? I can't wait. Is Carl Urban the Tex ass guy in Thor Ragnarok? Bald dude? Is
Yeah,
that Carl Urban?
yeah.
And he's also in Lord of the Rings.
He's Scourge. Yeah.
Yup.
He's Scourge and Lord of the Rings.
And
he's
I can't remember his name. but
Sign
he's
me the
in
fuck
Lord of
up.
the
Him as Johnny Cage? Shit, yeah. I could
Yeah.
actually see that. That sounds fucking awesome.
Do you
And
remember his name in
Didn't
Lord of
they
the
already
Rings?
cast.
Whitney, what? I fucking love him. I agree. Won't be busy with Thanksgiving. Keith won't be. No. What is Canadian Thanksgiving tradition? And we said turkey. Yeah. So yeah. Poutine. No, a traditional. A traditional Thanksgiving.
The turkey with cheese curd gravy
and maple syrup. And maple syrup.
Yeah. Jarrett, that song is from Welcome to Wrexham.
God, I hate that look. I saw the set photos on Twitter. I'm beyond excited. That is awesome, Scorpio. Talking about the Mortal Kombat movie. Billy Butcher, he is the boys' butcher. Nice. Yes, he's also from the boys.
I couldn't remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn. First Oklahoma, now Canada. Galaxon, call her out. But then America. Holy shit, she just went off on everybody. She's like, fuck Oklahoma, all 50 of y'all states.
You know what? Fuck people. I'm sorry.
I'm glad we're not recording anymore.
Who you are, how old you are, where you're from.
Yeah, right.
Fuck all y'all. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm joking.
She's
no, if you're here, you're cool.
Yeah, if you're within this little niche too. It's a weird thing to say, but I love hearing Butcher call people cunts. I shouldn't have said that word. I'm sorry. She even bleeped it out. Amanda, I apologize, but yes, that sounds good.
For saying the word cunts.
I don't mean it.
I do usually say like if a man says it, I'm like, you can't say that word. But
sorry. I apologize.
Honestly, I don't. No. Oh, no. I do it usually as a joke.
I know. I still feel bad saying it. And I said it the other day. I think there was a pod. I was maybe taking a sip of some things I shouldn't have, and I started saying it a lot more freely too. Emmy goes.
Emmy gave us permission.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you.
I am not giving you guys cunt cards.
Yes, you did. You just gave us cunt cards. You can't take back the cunt card.
I'm saying. How
about this? When you're present, we can say, as long as it's not derogatory, we can use the cunt card.
But also that's how I identify as I am a cunt. If you call me a cunt, even if it's derogatory, like honestly, like
I don't think I've ever called you. I don't think I've ever called you a cunt though.
No, you've called me an idiot, a bitch, a dumbass, a dumb kid. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say I don't think I've done that either.
Tell us the rest.
Yeah.
No, you did definitely call me a dumb kid.
Yes, I implied. Yeah. For sure.
No, you said sounds like you
oh yeah, someone cracked up. It was who was it? Oh gosh, Lady Gaga. Annabelle. I remember screen names for some reason, but Annabelle goes. I don't know why, but that shit fucking cracked me up because I'm not kidding. When we were recording that, I was like, sounds like you were a dumb fucking kid. I had to mute my mic and look away because I was laughing. But I think the deadpan of what you hear is funny, so I was like, oh shit. But I said it and immediately just fucking lost it. So the fact that she commented on that was
I didn't call you that. Okay, yeah,
I did.
Okay, it's recorded. Everybody heard it.
It was for the comedy though, if that makes any difference. It was Abingers should do a meet and greet. Galaxon, we would love to. That has always been a thing we've wanted to do for a while.
I floated the idea Monday night. I was like, hey, but what if But what if?
No, yeah, Amy, I couldn't have disagreed more. But hey, but she's like, let's just
listen. I'm taking it. It's a swing and a miss, man.
Let's just get a conference room in a hotel and just sit there and like talk to our 10 biggest fans.
Was it Cleveland?
It was Cleveland. Oh, Columbus.
Columbus.
Was it Columbus?
It was Columbus.
Oh,
yeah.
we
should. It was like C-Bus or something. You gave it a.
Oh, I put it. Yeah, it's C-Bus. Yeah. I am going to charge $300 at GalaxyCon for autographs, but at least I'll be in person. Nicolas Cage is charging $300 for autographs, and he's virtual. He will send it to you. Lord knows that's just AI scribbling on a piece of paper.
Yeah. Way to call Nicolas Cage out.
I love Emmy when she's like, fuck everything, and she's in fuck everything mode. So you just gotta let her watch, and she torches the entire world. Like she just watches the whole thing burn and crumble.
I'm just happy she didn't come for me. She came for Nicolas Cage, and even though me
question.
And him
hey, words matter. I haven't come for you yet.
Scorpio, just for the record, I gotta ask Scorpio, Nicolas Cage as Johnny Cage. Make it happen. I think that would be fucking great. Cage is AI confirmed. Will be surrounded by people with her head on t-shirts. Yes, Amy will be. That'd be
awesome.
And those are glorious.
Well, we're at GalaxyCon. Awesome. I will have that shirt on as well.
Oh,
that honestly, it makes me so proud I could cry. I still have to buy my ticket. I'm sorry.
Nicolas Cage was Superman. Why? Oh, have you seen that Galaxon? Yeah. Have you seen that Superman documentary? about the Tim Burton movie that was never made. You should watch it if you haven't.
Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense when you see that. But if you have seen it and you're still wondering why Nicolas Cage is Superman, I agree. I still agree.
And Cage himself, Nicolas Cage, is such a nerd and wants, the reason why anyone would be in his corner for that is because of how much he really was passionate about the project. So
yeah.
I think that's the main thing is you want to put somebody in, just like Tom Hiddleston, put him in the driver's seat, put him in the cloak and horns, and it's like magic happens.
Yeah.
It's that kind of mindset, I think.
That's awesome.
Didn't he, all of his kids are named after Marvel characters? No, not Marvel. Isn't one of his kids named like
I was watching a Dr. Evil clip today because that's what my TikTok is Dr. Evil, and he's like, Scott, Scotty don't. Like, it's just so fucking, oh my gosh. He was like, ladies and gentlemen, Scotty don't. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I fucking love Dr. Evil.
Magma. Yeah.
Uh,
I love him on the Jerry Springer show when they did that whole thing.
Oh, it's so
he just
good.
Comes flying across the stage at somebody, and all of his words are bleeped out.
Just him wailing, and it's just terrible. Oh my gosh, I honestly don't care for Austin Powers at all, but a whole Dr. Evil movie, give me that all day because he is fucking hysterical. He is just hilarious. I saw the Marvels again today. Still fun. Yes, sir. Pastor Jared. Yes, sir.
Yep.
I completely agree.
Hey, but this is about Loki. No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Quit setting the world on fire. You're being rude. Stop. People can talk to me. I love how you're like, don't. Yeah. I'm gonna mute Emmy. I'm gonna mute Emmy the rest of this, so don't worry. You don't have to hear.
Wait, no, I have a question for the people.
Okay.
Who do you want me to burn next? No, I'm just kidding.
Son of a bitch.
So since we've done video,
yeah,
I've noticed that like I am like I gotta touch my face. Do you guys notice that, or is it just me?
I don't.
I'm just like bloop 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 bloop.
You're noticing what? That you have to touch your face more than you used to, or that you just
no, I just
that
can't
you do it
fucking sit still. Y'all are sitting still. I don't understand.
Oh, I do this all the time. I'm on the phone to somebody. I rest my hand on my face on my.
I drink all my drink, and I drink it so quick I get thirsty the rest of the pod, but I'm left with nothing because my nervous tick is I keep drinking, and so. This is why
I've noticed I do that a lot too.
Yeah.
I don't, and I've been trying to showcase all my different mugs.
Yeah. So
I also play with my hair a lot.
Yeah.
Like if I don't have this on, I'm like constantly doing something.
Yeah.
But like I noticed there were like I was doing this, and then like this is my anxious move. I don't know if you guys have seen this one, but yeah, smoothing down my eyebrows. That's when I feel anxious.
Now I'm never gonna unsee that. When you do it, I'm gonna call you out. I'm like, why are you anxious? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just. I would just clock it and then just try to de-escalate, try to calm her nerves somehow. That'll make for a better pod. This is great intel.
I look off into the void a lot and shift around in my chair. A Mandalorian said, and I touch my face a lot when we podcast. Whitney said, so yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Madam.
Well, but you guys haven't videoed it yet. It's really.
You need a video pod, please. We'd love to see it.
That'd be dope.
Madam Web. I have not seen the trailer for it. Let's
react to it right now.
I can't pull up fucking shit right now. I am still stunned we're streaming. But yeah, it is.
Are we gonna watch it together, or can I watch it after this?
You can watch it after this. I don't care. Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it something that we should react to?
I'm not hurt, Emmy. Stop. Don't apologize.
The Sonyverse.
I'm okay. Emmy, just go be with your boyfriend. Dad will sit here on the couch and enjoy the show by himself. The one we used to watch together.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a
this
kid,
is what I meant when I needed to see media that makes me cry.
Golly.
I had a kid make fun of me because I didn't have a boyfriend or a child the other day.
Nothing wrong with that.
What?
And I was like, you know what I do have? I own my home and my car.
Nice.
Two lovely cats at home.
And you podcast.
I don't tell the kids about that.
Oh, never mind.
Fair.
Okay, never mind. But that's also a perk, I think.
We're getting 2 Sonyverse movies. Oh yeah, across into the what is
Craven
it?
the Hunter and Madam Web?
It's Craven the Hunter and Madam Web, and like he's like into the around the kingdom of the planet and kingdom of the planet of the webs.
Are we not? We're not getting.
Morbius.
We're not getting.
We are.
Venom 9.
Spider-Verse.
Yes, we are, but that's not this.
Yeah.
That's not the Sonyverse movie they're talking about.
Made by Sony, but not confirmed
God,
to have.
it's too confusing.
It is. I kind of agree.
I'd rather it stay separate. That shit
Same.
is like, it's lit, fam.
Agreed.
No cap.
Agreed.
It is the best.
100%.
And then you got like the rest. Just leave them over here. Don't
Definitely.
mix.
I own
I
D's
guess I didn't
nuts.
realize.
I own D's nuts. Johnson says.
Are you married?
John, if you're single. Emmy,
No, he's not. I think he is married. Wait,
Oh.
right? Am I wrong? And I think, and if you are married, I believe that the ownership is passed on to another human.
Oh, what trailers did I see before the Marvels that made me want to go see those movies? There was something. Jeez. Wasn't Aquaman 2, I'll tell you
Emmy,
that much.
Emmy, wink with
Aquaman
both.
Last
It
Kingdom.
wasn't Aquaman.
Emmy, wink with both eyes again. If you can. Wink.
I got it.
1, 2.
I knew what you were gonna ask, and so I practiced it before.
Really?
She
Okay.
practiced.
Well, no. I
need a
was
lead up?
while you were asking, you're like blink with both eyes again. I was like, okay, I can
Yeah.
blink right.
I'll direct you. Okay, ready? I'm gonna yell action, and you blink with both eyes. Which is the only way to blink, by the way.
Oh.
Action.
Oh gosh, that was great. That was wonderful. Oh my God, Emmy, you're having a stroke.
No.
You're having a stroke. It's done.
Can you wiggle your nose? Yeah, that's good enough.
All right, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I've got clips to upload. I've got a few things we gotta do after the show to make sure we have a pod out tomorrow. But we're gonna head on out of here, I think. But thank you guys again for.
I have to pee so bad. I'm sorry. Hey, listen,
I
not mouth filter didn't stop. My bad.
My favorite is when you talk to yourself after you say something. You're like, I have to pee real bad. Listen, hey, whoa, hey. Hey.
Inner monologue, outer monologue.
Talk real quick. Hey, that one was supposed to stay inside.
Yeah. All right. But guys, it's been a fun time. This has been a real fun time.
That's been a blast.
Guys,
It has.
we're gonna
Married with 2 kids. Congrats, John Ton.
Congrats, John. You just got married with 2 kids? Well done. Happened yesterday.
Shut up.
Keith, you acted like he just... Yeah, got married yesterday, the 2 kids the day after. Oh,
They were delivered as soon as it was official. They were like, get these kids
Fucking
over there.
Sims style.
all
I
right.
need to check in on us as Sims. I haven't done that in a minute.
Guys, we'll be...
Hope we're still alive.
We're probably not. Guys, we're heading on out of here. Thank you so much. Twitch will be back next week. We hope to see you there. Loved having you. Thank you guys so much. Guys, we're out of here. Thank you for the stream. Thank you guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys. And for the
100%.
comments, for the stream, thank you guys for everything.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We couldn't do it
Yeah.
without you. Thank you for making this show possible. And thank you for making this such a fun time for all of us. We appreciate it. We're out of here.
Thank you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.